Like the hat, Jim.
Yeah, it's somebody on Reddit decided to start making these on Etsy, and I saw it. I'm like, God damn, I've never seen anything like this.
Nice.
Great
Yeah,
idea.
coming correct this morning.
Yeah, it's a great idea. Even my wife recognized. She says, "Does that say Alien?" I'm like, "Yeah, it does." Title sequence. I trained her well.
Yeah.
Well, the movie is on a 24-hour loop at your house, so
pretty much. They're running it on FX right now. Aliens, Alien, Aliens, and then Resurrection, and yeah.
Oh, Resurrection, huh?
Yeah, right. Nice one. Nice one. It's kind of like Twister in this house. If Twister's on, we have to watch it. Put it on
TV. So Jesse, you should see. I threw you a character named Kirk McCartney. You should see that in your journal.
Yep, I have access to that.
Okay. Also, everybody, I went through and double checked, listening to a few minutes of Rule of Robots here or there, to double check everybody's story point situation. And I actually went into your character sheets and clicked your story points based on where you're at. You all have at least one, so keep that in mind. Because we know what Alien tends to do when you get towards the end, and those might come in handy. I don't know why. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I've been hanging on to mine till the end because the shit just hasn't hit the fan like that yet.
It's a true statement. It's a very true statement.
It's getting there. My stress level was 4, so I think we left it at the pretty cliffhangery moment.
We did. Jesse, I gave Kirk, even though he was an NPC and technically didn't collect stress, I gave you 2 stress points because I'm just that kind of guy.
No, that's fine. Figured.
I don't know if you've been following Immaculate on Twitch or YouTube, if you know what's really going on.
I don't. I confess.
Okay, perfect. That's fine. I'll give you the briefest of rundowns. This colony has been around for quite a while. It has been degrading and downsizing over the last several decades. Justin Avram was a new marshal, came in to replace a retired marshal. He brought with him his best friend and deputy Candace Bryant, who you'll see is not listed as a character here, unfortunately. And as soon as they arrived, they had to investigate a murder. If you see our cover page there, you basically see what the murder scene was. A young girl crucified, the cross mounted on the wall, and behind that, oops, there we go. Behind that was a mural, which you should be able to see. If you look in handouts, you should see a handout that says mural.
Yep,
Okay.
It is. That is some good old-fashioned Prometheus stuff right there.
Yeah, you got it. And as they started to investigate, they ran across a lot of dead ends, a lot of things that just weren't leading them anywhere. But Jake, who is our resident journalist, which is a career that I actually homebrewed, he was doing kind of his own research, and he started. He ran across a couple of these murals in the old habitation complex, which is empty and abandoned, where there were some street urchins living. And the net effect is, as they started to dig into this, they started to find that there were large numbers of people that had gone missing. Maybe not a huge quantity overall, but people that had gone missing, people that were reported dead due to animal attack, that type of thing. They found the old medical examiner files, which indicated that there were no pictures of any of there were no autopsies, stuff like that. So they felt like they had incomplete files. The sum total of it is the previous marshal, who is retired and is currently in lockup at the marshal station, was covering this whole thing up at the behest of the colony manager Kurtz. And the net effect of all this is they've come to the conclusion that and there's clearly a church, some sort of religious significance to all this, and they've basically all come down to this old abandoned Wei-Yu complex that's in the city. And as you guys have gone inside, you have you found the Wei-Yu tractor that you've been basically tracking somewhat unknowingly the whole time. As they moved further in, you found a room that was basically like a catacombs. There were probably a dozen or more bodies in various states of desiccation and decay. Many of them have the wound in the chest that you're used to seeing. And there you were attacked by two people, which Candace, by the way, Candace is dead, Jesse. Candace was killed by one of the other deputies, one by the name of Jim Lennon, which that should have something to do if you look at your... Yep, got it. So, as it turns out, they're fairly certain that he was involved in whatever this cult is the whole time. And, in fact, I believe Andy Johnny was the one who had that first concern way back when in, like, Session 2. And, so anyway, you went in this room. There were two of these people, which Melissa and Justin blew away with shotguns pretty quickly. They moved into another room through a tunnel in the floor, and when they popped out there, they found this room has artwork. It's basically like an art studio of various sizes and various mediums, but all of them being that same mural you've been seeing. Some of them are pen, some are pencil, some are paint, and they're various sizes and various qualities. So that's where it's all been headed. The room you guys are in, you came out of the hole in the floor. You're in this macabre art gallery. There is a doorway off to the side that has been improvised, knocked out through concrete, it looks like. And Justin, you spotted what you think is a pit that's been disguised hastily right in front of that doorway.
Didn't we come through a tunnel?
You did. You came through a tunnel through the floor, and when you popped up, that was the room you saw. So that doorway
the pit is different than the tunnel we came through?
Correct.
I don't recall.
It's like right smack dab in front of the open doorway off to the right.
Oh, that's right. It was like a trap.
Yep, that's right. Covered up with canvas and some dirt thrown on it, but you had a pretty good observation roll, so you spotted it.
Right, I do recall.
Can I do an observation roll here?
Sure.
Since we're entering a new area.
Be my guest.
Since I have good powers of observation.
let me rephrase. I've described the room you guys are in, so you're doing an observation in the room you're in to see if you see anything else. Is that the idea?
That's correct.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's
2 successes on the stress dice. Well, look at that. Beyond what I've already described, the room is essentially empty. You do see the pit in front of the doorway, and again, it wasn't particularly well hidden. Sorry, my brain's a little slow this morning too.
You're fine.
But just kind of peeking at that, you guys should be able to bypass it pretty easily, just kind of coming from the side and stepping through. It's about 2 meters deep, so anyone who fell down into it, not sure how much it would really hurt them, except for the pointy sticks at the bottom. That could suck.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, but in terms of getting past it, it shouldn't be too difficult, since you're all aware of it.
Okay.
All right, what else you guys want to do here?
Is it possible to start off by taking a turn to commune with our signature items? Lower some of this stress?
I am going to say probably not. I wouldn't say this is a safe area.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it
Always
doesn't
must-
feel particularly safe.
No, not even to me. 10 million light years away.
That's right. That's right.
All right, I guess we have to soldier on, huh, guys?
All right.
Lovely.
So,
Yep, let's go in there.
So let's reload and
yep. If I can get 3 of you to make a D66 roll for me. All right. Wow, I'm getting some weird stuff here. All right. All right, I'm going to... Very good. So, looking through the doorway into the next room, I'm going to... Johnny, I'm going to skip your roll. No offense. It's actually a... It's actually a hallway. Probably about 10 meters long, give or take. You can see that there are several doors that line the hallway, or at least what once were doors. It looks like they've been covered over with sheet metal. And at the far end is another door. The hallway is you're going to have to step easy because there are piles of cement and concrete rubble in the hallway. Some of them as big as 3 or 4 feet. So it looks like you're going to have to watch where you're stepping if you don't want to turn an ankle.
where's this rubble coming from? Did it come from the ceiling? Did it come from tearing apart these doors?
It looks like not sure. It looks like
Is
it's
it
just
spoil
been
from
kind
the
of
pit?
piled in here.
Okay.
Is there illumination, or should we?
No, it's dark.
All right, do we have our lights on already? I'm not sure.
Flashlight.
Yeah, you have your flashlights on, which
Okay.
you've moved through several rooms at this point, so both of you with flashlights, if you'd make another power roll for me.
Sure.
Be very unfortunate if your flashlight ran out of power. That'd be terrible.
I might have a hard time finding this.
Power bottom left of the character sheet.
There we
Thank
go.
you so much.
Yep. Oh, that's right, Justin. Your flashlight's down to 2. All right,
Yeah,
so
it's
you're both fine. And who is in front? I believe Justin's in front. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And why don't you go ahead and make an observation roll for me, Justin,
Excellent.
as you guys are looking down this hallway. Oh, jeez. All right, everyone, put the marshal in back. I need someone with bad observation in the front, please. You're really killing my vibe here. There's definitely someone hiding further into the hallway, back behind some of that rubble. You heard it for a moment. There's definitely someone who was moving in there, and it's almost like as soon as you flashed the flashlight through the hallway, they stopped.
And we already took 2 on the way in the door in this place, right?
In the previous room, before the room before the art gallery.
Refresh my memory. We were able to arrest them, right?
Oh no, no, Melissa
they're
and Justin
dead? Okay,
blew
yeah.
them away.
It's been a couple weeks.
We read them their rights in lead.
Death cultists are what they are.
That's right. All right, now I'm going to make a quick roll for them. In the meantime, okay.
Did you mean for us to see that? I don't know if that was
It's
supposed to
fine.
be
It
secret.
doesn't matter. It's not that big a deal.
He's more afraid of you than you are of him.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. In the meantime, there's a man in a suit that is handcuffed to the inner door of a gyro car sitting outside.
Oh, that's right.
The gyro car is inside a fenced-in area next to overhead doors that lead to a vehicle depot. He messes around with the cuffs for a minute, kind of yanking on them and that type of thing, realizing they're very solid and he's not strong enough to break, that type of thing. He tries the handle for the doors. Of course, they don't open because After all, it's a marshal's car, so the back door is only open from the outside. And he sits back and throws his feet up against the grating that separates the back seat from the front seat, and he can't get through it. So he sighs for a moment and then just kind of sits back as he figures out what his next move is going to be. He catches a glimpse of someone walking up to the gyro car, and he sees a marshal's badge on the guy's chest just as he opens the front door of the back door of the car. And the guy in the back seat, who we know is Colony Manager Kurt, says, "Oh, thank God, Deputy. Will you get me out of these cuffs, please, at least? Or can we go somewhere else? Somewhere that I'm not out here all alone?" When the deputy sits down in the car, Kurtz fails to notice, because of the orientation of the deputy, the torn uniform on his left arm and the small amount of old dried blood there. And if he had, I don't know that it would have helped him anyhow, because a moment later, a large knife slashes right across his throat, and he gurgles for a moment as he can't believe what has just happened before he bleeds out and dies. The deputy gets out of the car, closes the door, and starts heading towards the complex. So.
How rude.
Rude.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Well, he got what he deserved.
Yeah, you guys wanted Kurtz to get his anyway, so
Oh,
I thought
sure.
I'd throw you a bone.
I did.
I was kind of looking forward to standing beside him, maybe holding hands while we bring in the nuclear fire together.
Oh, we should tell Jesse. I don't know if you told him this in your wrap up, but yeah, the whole planet is under threat right now.
Yeah, I skipped that. I'm sorry, Jesse. They when they confronted Kurtz and finally got all the information, Kurtz made it very clear that they needed to all just leave, that the colony was going to be destroyed or wiped out somehow, that a shuttle had landed at the spaceport that had a 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter cryo box that had already been picked up and signed for somebody. And when you guys got to the vehicle depot, that's right, because the vehicle depot is just dirty and dusty, right, because it's been disused for so long. But it did seem like there were tracks in the dust from maybe a handcart or something like that. So that's right.
So I think in effect we're pursuing both the killer and also whatever this doomsday device that's been imported to the planet.
It's just a tac nuke. It'll be fine.
To kill everyone, yeah.
That's right.
Time's running out, right? Wasn't there like some time
That's
pressure?
right. So back to the hallway. Because my guys are apparently the least observant on the planet, despite the number of dice they get. So when the light flashed through, they were quiet. They got quiet, but apparently they didn't really see you. So everyone gets a free action. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I know what I want to do, but I don't think that the marshal would behave in such a cowardly fashion. I believe he would give them the chance to surrender with their hands up.
Melissa will just back the marshal's play because she's just a medical examiner.
A medical examiner with a gun.
Yeah, and the reporter with the shotgun is just going to take aim at... is that a slow action or a free action?
Taking aim is a fast action.
It's a fast, so I can use that, right?
You can, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll take aim at wherever I saw that.
Very good.
Saw that cultist last.
Yeah, I'll do the same. Just get ready to back up the marshal.
All right. And yeah.
Well, it says cultist in the chat, so I think I'm going to just ready in case anything charges at us.
Yeah, that's fine. So, Justin, exactly what do you say?
I'll say, you there. Get out with your hands up.
Alrighty. Go ahead and make a manipulation roll, if you would, please. If I can figure out where...
Let's try to be as scary as possible. Oh, not good.
No.
So he doesn't move. Can I try to do that too?
Well, your action was to take aim, so I'm going to let
that's
you
right.
hold there. Justin, you're welcome to push the roll if you like.
Um,
The trap.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, in
Pushing it as
that
it
case, two men pop out. One is armed with a shotgun, and the other's got a large club type thing. They are dressed mostly in black, and they're going to attack. So if everyone will click their icon and make an initiative roll for me. And let's see here. Use the initiative dice button. Oh, and that's right. You guys have the extra deputy with you. Which one is this? This is Trujillo? Trujillo. Where's Trujillo? Alright, very good. And my turn order? Alright, so do I have everybody? Let me expand this thing so I can see it better. And then I learned I need to do it this way. Oh, by ascending order. Alright, so we've got Jake, the cultist, and Kirk are all on 7. Jake and Kirk, what are your agility scores?
My agility is 4.
Your agility is 4. Jake?
Yeah, mine's the same 4.
All right. So and they're also 4. So I'm just going to go under the belief that they will go after you guys. Whichever one of you wants to go first is fine.
Jake, you want to go first?
I'm not as good with weapons. I don't know. Are you any better? I would think that somebody's better than me for ranged combat.
I'm using the handgun. Let's see.
Yep, and you have a second weapon as well. You have a shotgun. Because I don't have a battle map for this particular scenario. Where I've moved their icons, if you may have to zoom out a little bit to see it on this page, but where I moved their icons, they're basically at what is considered short range. Okay.
Then I'll use the shotgun. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the key to that, and just a mechanics thing in case you're not aware, the shotgun gets a +2 bonus automatically, but at engaged range, which means basically moving into the same zone as them, it gets a +3 bonus. It's the only weapon that gets a bonus in engaged range. Most get a decrease.
And if we take aim, we get to.
If you took aim, you get a +2 bonus as well. Wow. And then there's a -2 bonus because of the darkness in the room, even with the flashlight. So.
Yeah. So.
Alien the accounting.
I know, alien the accounting. So if I use my fast action to move to an engaged range with one of them, I now am dealing a +3 bonus.
You got it. And one has a shotgun and one has a club, so you tell me who you want to shoot at.
Shotgun.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah, boy.
All right, so you had 3 successes. Please roll your panic for me.
Panic.
It's at the top of the sheet in the center. Yeah.
I got it.
Panic roll of a 7. You know what? I should have had this handy. I should have had it ready to go. That is the nervous twitch. So your stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs go up by 1. But you have 3 successes, so you hit and do 3 damage, and then you have 2 successes for stunts as well.
Yeah, extra damage.
Yeah. All right. So you blow this guy away. He's deleted. Now you did panic on that, so technically you've emptied your weapon. That's right.
I believe a slow clap is in order. Well done.
That's right.
Well done.
All right, Jake, it's your turn.
All right, I'll open up on the guy with the club. I have aimed. So this is still ranged combat, right?
Correct.
Close.
Correct.
Okay, and then, so it's a plus. The -2 and +2 offset each other. Darkness versus taking aim, right?
Correct.
But I get a +3 for.
If you move your fast action to move up into engaged range, correct.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
All right, very
I
good.
was already there. Okay, And so I get a +3 on that.
You
Right?
got it.
Here we go. Ouch.
Okay. So roll your panic for me.
I have to add those 2 panic dice first, right? Or 2 stress dice, right? I add the stress dice before or after?
Oh no. It does it automatically. So just hit the panic button.
Oh, okay.
Yep. You're at a 9. What's 9? Drop an item, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I'll determine that in just a second. But you were successful, so you did 3 damage, and you've got 2 stunts.
Got it. I was successful, 3 damage and 2 stunts. Did I drop them?
Well, depends on if you want to. I will tell you the shotgun blast in and of itself does not drop them.
Oh, okay.
So,
so I have another stunt. I have a stunt for that, or
yeah,
another...
you have 2 stunts based on the number of successes you had.
I'm gonna find the stunt sheet here.
Range combat is extra damage, knock them down or back.
I'll go with extra damage.
All right, that's fine. That makes it easy then. And then I need to check one thing. Let's look at your character sheet. Well, you can't drop your body armor.
No.
It'd be impressive if you could.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. So we're just going to roll a single d6 and... Oh, okay.
The shotgun.
The
Yeah,
shotgun.
nice.
So
Okay.
you blast away at this guy, and obviously the panic means you empty your weapon. Jake's probably not used to these types of situations,
Nope.
actually shooting at somebody who we think is probably trying to kill you. So you blast away, emptying your shotgun. You take the guy out, but when it's all said and done, you kind of are like, and you drop the thing on the floor. But yeah.
Okay.
That's easy enough to handle. But
Right.
your shotgun is empty.
All right. And the shotgun's on the floor.
The shotgun's on the floor, which
Okay.
you can pick it up if you like. But you guys are one-man armying this pretty easily.
Yeah,
Shotgun
good
OP,
rules.
please nerf. All right. Well, the 2 threats are ended.
Let's have a look-see at our assailants, shall we?
All right.
Go over and take a closer look.
Surely. There we go. Live by the shotgun, die by the shotgun. Sorry, there's someone in Twitch chat. Your assailants are... They're both... one's a young man. The other is actually a woman. There's no identification of any kind on them whatsoever. Beyond that, any other information you might want to do an observation roll, but there's not much to see about them.
I'll still do the observation.
All right, make your roll, sir. Go ahead. 2 successes. Holy God Almighty! What the?
All right. I will know all identifying marks and tattoos. And
You can
scars.
see their DNA.
Yikes.
Kurt, go ahead and make a panic roll for me.
I was feeling nothing happened.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. So, the major thing that you find about these people, and you know what you're going to find as you start to check them out. Probably one of you gets the bright idea to pull one of their sleeves up on their jumpsuit or their shirt or whatever they're wearing, and of course you find a scar where a PDT chip once was and no longer is. Beyond that, there's not much to identify who these people are. They're certainly not carrying a wallet or ID of any kind. And beyond that, the guy who had the shotgun, who you blew away, in addition to the shotgun, he had 1 shotgun reload on him.
Dips? Because I am empty. Well, at least.
Yeah, I'm empty too, but you go ahead and take it.
Well, there's also the shotgun that he was carrying, which is loaded, so...
Oh,
Yeah, I'd let you swap that out. That'd be fine.
okay. Who wants that?
I-
Maybe just give me 1 round so I have something.
Well, actually, checking my sheet, I have 2 reloads already. Blew one of them, killing this guy. So I'll give you a reload, take the reload from the thing, and then we have an extra shotgun that should each have at least one round in it.
Okay. Are we tracking ammo in this? I guess we are.
Just the standard rules that if you panic, you empty your gun,
Got it. Okay.
and then you need a reload at that point.
So, yes.
So, what's that?
No, sorry. I just got something fixed from yesterday that I was trying to fix that was on my nerves, and I'm very happy about it. It's unrelated to this. My Unreal Engine 5 wasn't working right, and now it's going to.
Oh, good.
So we have an extra shotgun if someone wants one.
I think you all have one.
I do not have a shotgun.
Oh,
I
you don't
believe I have a rifle and I have a pistol. But I mean, a shotgun with one round is definitely something to walk around with until it's empty.
Yeah.
All right. So if you've got an extra slot, go ahead and throw that on your sheet, Andy.
Is that I get all 8, right? All 8 slots are available, or is that determined by? Oh, it's my encumbrance. Yeah. So, what's the shotgun take up? And we
1.
do encumbrance is strength times 2.
Correct. Your max is strength times 2.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good to go.
All right. Cool. All right. Very good. Based on all your tremendous observation rolls, there are no other exits from this hallway. Like I said, all the doors are either covered in plate metal or covered in plate metal plus have rubble piled in front of them. There is a door at the end of the room.
I guess let's just do a quick search of this hallway.
Yeah,
You said that
observation rolls handled that. Yeah.
The observation rolls did handle that.
Yeah,
so
I kind of did it just all in one.
Okay, so we're sure that there's nothing that we've missed here then.
No, I mean
All right,
yes, you're sure there's nothing here.
Let's
I said
check
no,
out
meaning
this-
yes.
Let's check out this door, but let's carefully appraise it for the potential traps or booby traps.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'll let you make an if you're specifically checking the door, I'll let you make an observation check on the door. You doing that, Justin? Yep. All right. So roll your panic, Justin. It's getting high. 7. That's the nervous twitch again, isn't it?
It actually took
think
a
it is.
surprisingly long time for him to hit panic, given how high his stress level's been since the get-go.
That's a very true statement. So your stress level and all friendly PCs go up by 1.
You gotta ratchet up the
Oh,
tension.
yay. Okay, here we go.
What is and the reason why this door is bothering you so much, it's just a conventional door, but with an old school doorknob. But as you start to investigate it, there is definitely some sort. It looks like a wire of some sort that is inserted into where the latch mechanism on the doorknob is. Your guess would be that it's some sort of circuit or sensor or connector of some sort. And if you were to open the door, it'd probably break the circuit.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well, I'll let the rest of our group know that we have a trap here.
All right.
Can we see what it's connected to? I mean,
No, it's coming from the other side of the door.
I do have a Comtech of 2, which makes my... I don't know if Comtech applies to this, but it would make it 7 for a roll. But I do have 6 stress dice.
I would say this is a it's not it doesn't appear to be electronic. Your guess would be it's mechanical. So I'd say that this is probably more of a heavy machinery concern.
Okay, yeah, and I suck there, so somebody else I have to...
I can take a
I
look at
think
it.
that's Johnny's department, right?
Yeah, I can look.
All right, Johnny, make a heavy machinery roll for me.
Do I have any modifiers for it?
No.
Oof.
All right, roll your panic, sir.
Is it just one? Do I roll once or twice?
Just roll once. All right.
All right.
All right, holding it together. So, all right, you're confident that you can whatever you're certain that this wire is making some sort of circuit with the metal in the door, and you can bypass it just with a random piece of metal wire, or even probably using your maintenance jack because it's made out of metal, you should be able to bypass it so that you can open the door without it doing whatever it's going to do.
Okay.
All right.
I'd like to do that then.
Absolutely. So
I'm going to let everybody know, hey, I can get past this. Stack up. I'm going to open the door.
Stack up.
Good work.
All right. So you open the door. You're able to do this in such a way, like I said, you keep the circuit good, whatever it is. There is on the floor, on the other side of the door, is absolutely no doubt some sort of explosive device. Put together with probably some old school plastic explosive, a battery, and a gum wrapper. But it is
Sounds like Lennon's handiwork to me.
It certainly would have gone off if someone had just opened the door. But doing it the way you did, you're able to circumvent it, so it's really not an issue at this point.
Phew. We keep dodging bullets here. And bombs.
The price we're paying is in level 6 stress.
Yeah. That'll be
I've been in
fun.
this game
That-
for
we will
38
reap that.
minutes, and I already
We will
got
reap
4
that.
stress.
Yeah.
38 minutes. Well, I gave you 2 to start because, like I said, I'm that kind of guy. Alrighty then. If I could get D66 rolls. And if you haven't figured out the D66 rolls yet, I'll explain it when
From
we get
everyone
to
or
the
just
end.
3 of us? Usually just one. A few of us. You want all
Yeah,
of us?
let me make sure I don't need any extras. Let's see. Huh. Interesting. All right. Very good. Very good. Very good. So, the room beyond is got an open doorway. It's not very big. It's probably 15 feet by 18 feet. There's a doorway on the far side, just an open doorway, no door. And it's not an improvised doorway. It looks like there was once a door there. It's just been taken off the hinges or gotten rid of. There is, against the right side of the room, is a bed. It's basically just a freestanding frame with a mattress on it. It's nothing. It's not like real furniture or anything. And it has a small round table next to it, and on that table is a bunch of books stacked haphazardly.
Is there anyone hiding under the bed? Toss it real quick, make sure we're safe.
Go ahead and make your observation roll if you like.
Every time I do something, my panic goes up. I'm terrified. God damn it!
Roll your panic, sir.
No! Oh, this is not good. This is not good.
That's
I don't know
tough.
what 11 is, but I know it's bad.
An 11 is you seek cover.
Okay.
So,
Maybe behind the dilapidated bed.
yeah, well,
I'm going to hide behind Johnny.
Yeah, I would think that is. I think that it's more likely that Justin just. This is all getting too real for him, and he maybe between the explosive device or the fact that someone's been living here, or I'm not sure, he probably ducks behind one of the piles of rubble in the hallway. The good news is, Justin, your stress level gets to go down 1.
Oh, nice
The
boy.
bad news is everybody else's goes up 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, wonderful. 7. All right. I know there's ways to relieve stress using, but I think that's a special skill. I don't think it's-
Nap relief would remove everybody. It would remove all your stress if anyone has
Yeah.
a nap relief injection. Alcohol
Melissa
will
probably,
reduce
right?
your stress by 1. Obviously, being in a safe place reduces your stress, but nothing about this feels safe.
Yeah.
And
I think you have to have a skill of,
there's a
making jokes or
talent
whatever.
called counselor
yeah.
that will do it, and then there's a marine talent called banter that will
Yeah,
do it.
that's right. Right.
And then anyone with command can use command to help end somebody's panic. That doesn't reduce the stress, but it does end the panic.
Mhm.
Of course,
Yeah.
that requires a successful command roll, and hopefully you don't panic doing that.
Right. I think we need to find out what's going on in here, and so I'll do an observation and risk
All right.
that panic, specifically on the bed and books.
Okay.
Well, was there anything in what I rolled that?
Well,
revealed
your action
anything?
failed because you rolled a 10 or
Okay.
higher on your panic.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Okay, let's see what kind of craziness now happens. And no modifiers, right?
Correct.
So-
Oh, -2 because the room's dark, but other than that.
Oh, for God's sakes! Oh, that's awesome. Here we go.
You've got enough stress dice, it'll be fine. All right. Oh, wow, look at that. Roll your panic.
Roll 7 so we can all gain panic with you.
All right, let's see what happens with panic. Oh,
Wow.
I just can't take it anymore.
You just can't take it
Oh,
anymore.
man.
I guess we're gonna run away together. Run away.
Yeah, you actually, it's all getting to be way too much. Jake, you're a reporter and you're a good reporter, but when it comes down to having people come at you with weapons and blowing them away with a shotgun, it's just become a little too much, and you just nope your way right back down the hallway.
Okay, and it looks like I reduce
You
one
reduce
stress,
your stress by 1. That is
every-
absolutely
No,
correct.
Jake's going to get taken out by the bad lieutenant.
And the
Yeah.
problem is the rest of you have to make a panic roll. Not you, Justin. You're already in the heart of a panic. But everyone else has to make a panic roll.
Does their stress go up with this as well?
It does
But
not.
oof,
Oh, good. Oh,
this
I
whole
love that.
party's about to
So
fall apart.
brutal. Is there an option for backing out and like getting our shit together, or like I don't want to break the role playing convention of we're deep in this exciting bit, but it's from a mechanical point of view, this is getting away from us because everything we do is
Yeah,
That's the danger of Alien.
that's the danger
gets
of
away.
Alien. But to answer your question, I mean, I would say that's a judgment call, on your part.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think in character we could decide to retreat. Probably.
exactly. So, in
think we
terms of
should.
what's going on here, Johnny, you seeing Jake bolt, you're in with Justin in terms of maybe it's you don't know what's going on, why Jake ran away, but you just feel the immediate need to jump behind
Jake and the marshal
cover.
ran,
Jake,
basically.
yeah, and Melissa does the same thing. So Melissa and Jake now that's really interesting. Melissa and Jake, both your panics go down 1 because you're seeking cover. Not Jake, I'm sorry, not Jake, but Melissa and Johnny, excuse me, I'm sorry. So both your panics go down 1 because you're seeking cover. And you're in the midst of a panic, so I really wouldn't say that your stress would go up at that point. Kirk, seeing everybody freak out, you just freeze. You just freeze in place, and your stress level goes up 1 as well from that. I'm not going to have everyone's rolling stress levels go up from what everybody else is doing because everyone's in the midst of a major panic at the moment, if that makes sense. I think at this point you're more concerned about your own panic than everybody else's. So, yeah, everyone's in a rough spot.
I would like to suggest to the group that we back out. I think that even though there's time pressure and we don't want anybody to escape, we're not really effective.
Yeah, I think this is getting too much. We gotta regroup somehow. I can't stand it. We're not going to be good going forward.
I agree. I think we're in over our heads here.
Jake, since you're running, I want you to make a mobility roll, please.
So Jake's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
in full flight right now?
Oh, yeah, he just
Yeah.
bolted.
He's not even in the room with us. He's like back down the hallway.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he went
modifier.
into the next room. I didn't realize that.
No, he started to go
Roadrunner
check
did.
out the next room with the bed in it, and then he just bolted. He failed all right, you're already in the midst of a panic. Go ahead and make a panic roll. A 12, which you're in the midst of a panic, so it automatically moves up.
Ticks up.
Okay, and I scream, so that's awesome to alert anybody who.
Well, yeah, you were already fleeing, though, so the scream passes and you move up to Berserk.
Hopefully the only people that'll hear you back there are the people we already killed.
No, you know what? The scream works for me because here's what happens. As you go running through that doorway, in your flight, you forgot about that pit, and you fell down into it.
Oh,
Okay. You technically failed your mobility roll, so
yeah,
falling down into the pit, you do. Now you put on an armored vest, didn't you? Did you
I
have one
did.
on? All right.
Yep.
So make an armor roll if you would, please.
Oh, son of a- it's a lousy way to die.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Armor. Oh, I do have quite a bit of armor though, so let's see. Well, success.
All right, very good. Very good. So you, you step into this pit and you fall. The vest seems to help you quite a bit. You probably would have impaled yourself on a couple of these sharp, pointy sticks at the bottom, but the vest absorbs that. So the wind's knocked out of you. You take a point of damage. Your stress goes up 1, and you start to scream. Just primal scream because this has all been so much, but that causes your stress to go back down 1. So, yeah. But you're at the bottom of this pit, which it's not that deep. I mean, literally, you stand up and you're at head level.
Oh, I thought it was like 12 feet deep.
No. It's like 2 meters. It's not quite 2 meters. So
Okay.
right at 6 feet. All right. So you guys want to all pull your shit together and start moving back?
I'm still frozen in the room. Everyone just left me.
After a round, you can act normally. So after a round, you can act normally. So everybody's in pretty rough shape. And in fact, Justin and Johnny are still in the hallway hiding for cover. And then, I'm sorry, what did Melissa do? Melissa froze, right?
No, she.
Oh,
hid.
she sought cover too.
If the marshals are evacuating, then she will follow them and grab and pull anybody out that's frozen.
All right. So as you guys all come back down the hallway, you find Jake standing. I guess at this point he's climbed to his feet. He's standing in the pit that you guys saw. He failed to avoid as he went running through, and just as you guys come back to him, climbing up out of the hole is James Lennon.
Oh, this son of a bitch.
And he
climbing up out of the hole.
Yeah, because that's the room that had the hole in the middle of the floor that was the
Right.
tunnel. So you guys come back just as he's climbing up. He
Can I
has.
shoot Lennon in the face as a fast
Hell
action?
yeah.
Is that an option?
I'm gonna have everyone
I've been
roll
wanting to kill Lennon
initiative.
since I knew he blew his own car up.
That bastard.
So yeah, go ahead and let's make an initiative roll, guys. And let me roll Lennon and.
Johnny wants him worse.
How about me in the pit? Am I immobilized or?
No. You're gonna have to get out of the pit.
Right, just so I
But
can
no,
do
you can act.
Okay, so yeah, I'll do the initiative roll.
I gotta get this bastard. That's all I know.
Oh wait, I
That's
gotta
right.
select a token here. Can I assign that 6 that I got? for
Yeah.
initiative?
He
Just
really
go ahead
turned
and
out to
roll,
be
and
quite a
then
bastard as
I
well.
can edit it.
All right.
You're a 6.
Yeah, I'm a 6.
All right, very good.
He's the one who killed Candace,
All right, and let me.
Kill Candace.
amongst other acts of villainy.
He's in the cult. He's got to go.
He tried to blow us up, right?
Well, he tried to frame it so it looked like he was not part of the cult by blowing up his own car. And I
That's
think he
right.
probably set the bomb in the other room.
I assume he set the bomb.
Yeah, my guess is that
Your-
all the clever explosive ideas around here have been him.
So we've got 3 people. What's with all the? Everyone keeps rolling the same stuff. We got 3 people with 4s. We got Melissa, Johnny, and Kirk. Which do you all have a 4 agility?
I have a 5.
You have a 5.
I
So
have a
Johnny,
5.
you can go first.
Take aim,
All right, that's plus 2.
and I'm going to try to shoot Lennon dead,
All right.
just like he did to Candace.
All right. Plus 2 for aiming, minus 2 for darkness, and your short range. So, what
I'll
weapon
move
are
up
you
on him
using?
with the shotgun if that helps me.
If you were to use your fast action to move into the room,
Oh, then I can't use it for the aim.
you can't use it for the aim, but you would get plus 3, which is better than the plus 2 for the aim. So,
Yeah,
then
best-
I'll do that. So in that case, I end up with a total of plus 1, right?
You got it. You got it.
Wait.
It only rolled your stress dice.
Did you, when you put the modifier in, you put +1 instead of just 1?
Just 1, yeah. All right, can I re-roll that?
Yeah, go ahead. That's
Yeah,
fine.
just do 1. Don't do the pluses. It gets
Got it. All right, so I'll roll my panic.
Roll your panic, please. A 9,
9.
which is a drop item. A drop item. We'll deal with that in just a moment. So you have a success plus 2 stunts.
We'll just add it onto the damage.
You guys are...
Take his head off. Take his head off.
Drop the gun.
Shotgun does double armor. Oh my god. 8 armor dice and nothing happens.
Not good enough. That's how mad Johnny is.
The power of
Headshot.
hatred.
Fuck your vest.
All right, so you did 5 damage.
Vests don't cover the head.
Oh!
You're not gonna break.
You killed him the exact same way Candace was killed.
I could die happy.
You blow
this is
him
so
right
juicy.
through the center torso and blow half his
Describe
guts and half of his heart out his back.
Ah, it's so good.
Look, this guy's
Nice.
better than this guy deserves. I mean, you're going to join an alien cult and screw over the only people who can help you? You're going to walk in and shoot the ME? No.
I think this game needs a mechanic where your stress goes down after you kill a few things.
Hey,
After you kill the son of a bitch who screwed you the whole time.
Right. Like when you grease Burke, your stress goes down.
yeah, well,
Just
you
ask
know,
Paxton.
watching
it's
that.
it's
Makes me
funny
feel
you
good.
say that because there is actually a talent that does that. I can't remember what it is, but there's a
I think it's
talent.
called Ruthless.
Ruthless or merciless, something
One
like
or
that.
the other. Yeah.
Yeah, but every time you kill an enemy, your stress goes down 1.
Damn.
But
Psycho shit.
you know what? I am going to let everybody's stress go down 1 for that. Johnny, your shotgun is empty, of course.
I will drop the shotgun. Lose 1 stress.
Candace, see what happened, Jesse, is that they were all in the marshal station, and 2 of the marshals, Jim Lennon and John Hetfield, were in the station, and everybody kind of just decided to get some shut-eye. And Candace was having a hard time getting to sleep, and she heard a ruckus out in the, because she was sleeping in the bunk room, she heard a ruckus out in the bullpen, and she came out and took a look and saw John Hetfield lying on the floor with a spreading pool of blood under his head. And just then, James Lennon and these 2 other guys came back into the bullpen from outside, and they rolled initiative, and he fired and did 2 damage and was an impaled heart critical, died on the spot. Happened an hour into our last session. So it's kind of poetic justice to see that happen again. That was great.
On the other hand, we probably should have asked him a couple of questions, but
I would say that
It worked out perfectly.
I would say that no doubt Justin and Johnny and Kirk were definitely probably out for full blown revenge on this. So
My personal agenda was to put him down.
that's
so.
right.
Excellent.
All right. Well,
Marty, quick rules question.
Please.
I noticed in that last initiative that for some reason it added 3 to my roll, and I seem to have been the only one for whom the game did that.
Oh,
And I'm
really?
wondering, did I do something that I should not have done, or incorrectly, or
I don't know.
is that a rule I don't know about?
No, I've not seen it do that before. We'll keep an eye on it, see what happens if it happens again. But it added
Yeah.
3, so you actually rolled a 5, and then it added 3.
Yeah, I think if you look up at my rolls,
Oh, there you are, 5. Huh.
yeah, and then I don't know.
All right.
I don't think I hit any modifiers or anything. I just hit the button.
Yeah, we'll be cognizant of it in the future.
Okay.
You wouldn't have gotten to act anyway.
No, that's fine. It worked out perfectly. I'm not saying it for that reason. I'm just trying to learn, and I noticed, like, okay, I got +3. What? And I'm looking over my card, and I can't figure out, is
What
it
happened?
my stress? But then everybody else is stressed, so I thought,
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm not sure, but
I don't understand what's happening.
we'll take a look at it and see. We'll just keep an eye on it. Oh, you're right. Oh wait, no, no. Okay, I got it. If you, where's your roll? You must be further up. Oh, there we go. If you hover over the roll... Oh, well, no, you're right. It added... Okay, I don't know. We'll figure it out later. If it happens again, we'll keep an eye out. Sorry about that. All right. So the idea is you guys are going to move your way back out? Back from whence you came?
Yes.
All right.
The air car, I guess. Right, that's probably the last safe place, the air car.
Yeah, more than likely.
And at this point, we might want to ask, because we don't know that he's dead, but try to ask Kurtz what else he can tell us about this place, since obviously it's loaded with militants.
Yeah, as you guys make your way out of the building and into the light outside, and of course, you know the way this planet is. It's not very bright, even though it's daytime, and you see your car parked there, and Kurtz is in the back seat. He doesn't seem to be moving. As you move Johnny to go talk to him, you can see through the window that the front of his suit and his shirt and tie are just covered in blood.
Kurtz is dead. Lennon must have got to him. We should probably search Lennon and see if he's got anything on him we can use.
That was a definitely a valid thing. Give me 1 second here. He had a riot vest, which of course you all have. He has his Marshall radio, and then he had his pistol with 2 reloads.
I would grab the weapon and ammo if anybody else needs them. I have the same thing, but also check on his Marshall radios, see what channel he's tuned to at least. He's got to be talking to somebody.
Well, we did kit out the car for supplies, so maybe we can resupply our ammunition at the air car.
Yeah, I
Take a
would
moment.
certainly let anybody do that who wants to. You like you said, you loaded it up ahead of time, so it's safe to assume that there's reloads and that type of thing there. So yeah, just as long as you don't want to grab 62 clips, I'm sure it's fine. Yeah,
we can also notify the station. I don't remember the name of the guy who took Hetfield's job.
That was, give me 1 second. That was Harrison.
Harrison. Okay. Let him know Lennon is dead. And we've got, is it 4 now? 4 cultists dead on the scene?
Yep.
And Kurtz.
Right. And Kurtz is dead.
So we have 6 dead bodies, 5 cultists and Kurtz, who may or may not be a cultist.
And we're going to have to go back in. So we already know that there's no backup coming, so there's no point in asking. But,
that's a true statement. And you're days away from any help from off planet.
Yeah, so just notify, I think we got 2 other deputies with him at the station, or is it just him and another guy? I think it's just him and another guy.
It's just him and another guy because Hetfield is at the hospital.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, with a concussion.
So at least they don't have to watch for Lennon in the bushes, but nobody's safe right now because we have no idea how far this conspiracy goes, so they're to maintain readiness.
All right.
And interact with some signature items and do some deep breathing exercises. And
Jesse, I don't think I assigned Kirk a signature item. You can decide on something if you like.
I assume it's his Marshall badge. That's kind of what I was going to roll with.
Okay.
The Law and Order type.
That works. So the spending a turn interacting with signature item, just a general turn of chilling out. You can all gain, if anyone who's taken damage can regain a point of health, and you will lose 2 stress levels. I think Jake's the only one who took damage so far.
Yeah, I think so.
You guys have been shotgunning your way through everything.
How badly hurt is Jake? Do we need to call for medical assistance? Although we do have Melissa here, she can maybe do some first aid.
Yeah, he has no critical injuries. It was just a point of health. So
is that something Melissa can help with, or did his resting a turn take care of that?
Resting a turn takes care of it.
Oh, good. So I get 1 extra health and drop 1 stress.
Yep.
Right, well, I'm down to 5 now, which is still terrible, but
yeah. Plus another stress if you interact with your signature item.
which I don't think I have. Oh, no, I do have. Expired
I'm
press.
just going to take the rest and not do the signature item right now.
Okay.
My stress is not out of control because I ran and then I killed Lennon.
You feeling good right now, Johnny?
I'm gonna meditate on the Law and Order that I just did over my badge, and then
Yeah.
yeah. You said we could take off 2 because we're in a safe area as well.
Yeah.
We're all handing out high fives.
That's right.
Johnny's reading Catcher in the Rye.
Melissa will interact with the signature item as well. How much stress do we lose for signature item?
1 plus the 1 for the rest.
Thank you.
You bet.
Is there anybody whose stress is still above 3?
Yeah.
Jake, you said yours was pretty high.
Yeah, mine's 4, so it's not.
So maybe we should rest some more, huh? I don't want to,
Do we have time to rest?
yeah, I don't know. How long
Well,
is a
another turn is only another 5 to 10 minutes.
Right.
So yes, but probably not for all the rest. Doesn't mean like short rest like D&D where it's 4 hours.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's a turn, so it's at most 10 minutes.
It's catching your breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
I'm
probably
down to
split
hang
that.
around for another few minutes if it means that that Jake has a stronger chance of not dying of a heart attack on this mission.
All right. Well, I'm in the corner, deep breathing, trying to stop my panting and lower
We'll
my.
give him a pep talk.
Yeah. So I guess so. We rest one more and then drop the stress.
Yep.
1 stress level.
Yep.
Okay.
Does that go for everyone? Or
Yeah,
is it-
absolutely. If you're all going to take that extra turn to just, like you said, chill out and settle your nerves, absolutely.
All right. So yeah, I'm down to 3.
Justin's looking pretty good at this point. Is there anybody else who's not?
I'm down to 3, so I can rock and roll.
Johnny's ready to go back in.
How about Melissa? What's Melissa like?
I'm at 2 now.
Hardcore. All right.
Can I grab a couple shotgun reloads to pick that shotgun back up when I head back into the building?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What is it? 2 reloads? Is that what makes sense?
Yeah, that makes
2
sense.
reloads is 1 encumbrance. 1 weight. So.
Okay.
Oh, no, a reload's a quarter slot.
Mm.
Yep. So 2 reloads is 1/2 encumbrance.
Oh, okay.
4
So
for the price of 1.
That's right.
so half an encumbrance is 2 reloads?
Correct.
Or? Okay.
Actually, I should be at 7. Okay. Yeah, Johnny's armed to the teeth.
I grabbed extra if you guys need it, but I really can't be carrying much else.
Since we're doing a rest in game, could we take 5 for bathroom break?
Yeah, absolutely. If everyone needs to get rid of some coffee.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, cool.
Okay.
And we'll be right back. Right.
Cool. Thank you. The hunt. That looks good, man. What is that?
Artwork by Wumbo.
Yeah, hopefully we got more guns in that scenario.
Someone has a really big gun. I'm not going to say who yet because I don't know who it is, but
It's always a good thing.
Oh, we love big guns.
Jesse, I'm going to send you the same link through Reddit.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go. So you should see that on Reddit so that you can join the hunt. Obviously, I don't have any intention of starting the hunt today. I think that's a next week game, but it should be a fun one. And it's a lot shorter than Immaculate. Immaculate, I just realized, we're pushing like hour 16 or something on this one.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this has been like Destroyer of Worlds length, if you guys have played that.
Destroyer of Worlds was long. I think I ended up pushing like 15 hours on that.
Yeah, we, most everyone seems to be between 15 and 20 hours on Destroyer of Worlds. Part of it is there's a fair amount of combat in that, too. And combat in any RPG tends to slow it down a little bit. Though Alien's a lot smoother than, say, D&D.
I think the first shot of the first combat we had resulted in the PC dying.
That's right, yeah.
In this one, right? It was Candace getting blown away.
Correct. And you guys, and I'll just tell you because it's not going to come up, but you guys sidestepped an entire really dangerous situation. The crucified girl, Rosalie Dawson, her boyfriend is Bobby Matthews, and you guys went and talked to him at the spaceport. If you didn't trust him, or if you wanted to stake him out or something along those lines, you would have ended up following him on his motorcycle. He goes way out into the middle of nowhere to this. Basically, it's a trailer, like a prefab home trailer type thing, where he and a buddy of his make illegal X-Stems. And because you're following him to the middle of nowhere, there's really no way that you can not be seen by him. He knows he's being followed. And as you guys push through all this brush and all these trees and everything, and he's there waiting for you. He and his buddy are waiting for you with rifles, and that can get pretty dangerous. But you guys completely bypassed all that. So, all right. So you guys are heading back in. Is that the idea? Back all the way back to the room with the bed in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, very good. And so there you are. You know, at this point, I think it's safe to assume that there was nobody in there waiting for you, because if there were, they'd have probably jumped you while you guys were in the midst of all your panics. So yeah, you are. The room is overall, it's fairly clean and fairly bare. There's not much here outside of the bed, which has just got some old dirty linens and stuff on it, and then this small round table next to the bed with a bunch of different books on it. As you start to look at it for a moment, you realize these books are not they're not like novels. They're not like published books. More like journals.
Are they handwritten inside, or is this guy somebody's diaries or what?
Yeah, they are.
Oh boy.
I'm looking at the pile. As long as there's nothing obvious that's a trap or whatever, I'd like to examine them more closely.
All right, Jake, go ahead and make an observation roll.
Yeah. I forgot how to read.
That's right. Roll your panic.
That's really time for the journalist to start panicking.
That's right.
Scared illiterate.
That's right. So the observation roll was really more to make sure that there was nothing dangerous or trappish, which you failed anyway. So, but what's really causing you the issue, the concern, is that there's 5 of these things, and 4 of them look like they're all written in the same hand. And it's just glancing through these, it's like delving into the mind of a madman. There's as you go through, there's a number of hand drawings of the murals that you've seen. There are a couple pictures that are stuck in between pages, pictures of people that are dead and have been mounted onto a cross the same way the original murder victim was. And there's all this talk about, it's just mindless insanity. Talk about the great creator who is also the great destroyer. You really can't make heads or tails of it, but some perfect God that exists, and it talks about his church and establishing a religion and finding followers and sacrificing people so that they may move closer to creating God. It's a whole lot. It's a whole lot of a lot that's going to take a lot more than a few minutes to really decipher. The fifth journal is written in a different handwriting. And as you start to look into that a little bit, it's it's definitely a more feminine script, if that makes sense. And this is more like a chronological diary. And as you're reading it, as you're glancing through it, you're not so much standing there reading it, I imagine, but as you're glancing through it, the author is talking about getting away from her dad, getting away from Bobby, getting away from the drugs. It talks about finding this man named David, getting involved in a church, and it moves her. It moves through slowly at first, and then it starts talking about being involved in a ritual sacrifice, for lack of a better word, and in some cases their own church members. But everyone's devoted towards this ideal of rebirth, and the only way we can be reborn is to die.
Okay, wow. I relate some of that stuff to the group, and we need to take these journals with us.
Can we get any kind of identifying information on who we're up against here?
Yeah, we need to find this David.
There is absolutely no identification or identifying anything in the four journals. The fifth one is the fifth one's Rosalie Dawson's. You find her name right inside of it. She was, of course, your murder victim.
And she doesn't really talk about the head of the church person that she met?
She calls him David multiple times, but she doesn't.
I mean, that's all. She doesn't say where she met him or what he looks like, or.
Oh no! I mean, she was introduced to him through Jim Lennon. About 3 months ago, maybe 4, she was actually arrested by Jim Lennon on a minor charge, and according to what you're seeing, he brought her back to the station, put her in a cell for about an hour, and then he came in and started talking to her. He was talking about religion and finding yourself and bettering yourself, and she kind of ignored it. But after he let her go and she thought about it for a few days, she reached back out to him, and it seemed like they were kind of meeting each other here or there for a little while, and then eventually he brought her to David in the church.
Probably a bigger plate.
Wow, so David's seems like the mastermind to all this, and no, this was Lennon that got her into the church.
Correct.
But he's probably doing what David told him to do.
Yeah, it seems like Lennon got her in, but David ran the show.
If Kurtz was alive, we could ask him, but
that's not happening. Do we need to figure out how?
It actually sounded more and more like he wouldn't have given anything up anyway. True believer.
Yeah. Well, wasn't there a connection to the son of the Weyland-Yutani shadow figure that was writing emails with Kurtz's? Wasn't there a mention in there?
Yeah, there is, but we don't know who that person is.
I wonder if that's David.
Could be.
I'm going back a couple of play sessions, and my memory's not great anyway.
But no, you're right on top of it. Kurtz even said that while he didn't know who above him in Weyland-Yutani was the benefactor paying him all this money, he even said that at one point in one of his communications, he got the impression that whoever was here on planet committing these murders was this individual's son or some sort of relation. It was like he said. He said he'd have to find the exact communication, but it was just something that this individual said that made him think that.
All right, so there's the possibility that this David is connected with a very powerful family member who's got influence. And maybe he's done this off-world and he was sent here to like stop or kept it up. I don't know. I'm making shit up now. Just trying to think. All right.
He was more like he was sent here to sweep him under the rug.
Yeah, like hide him.
People like that don't really stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is there a way for us to carry these books out? Or do they
I would say yes. It is a bunch of journals, so I would say it's going to take up a slot for somebody, one encumbrance point, if someone is in a position to carry those.
You want us to leave them and retrieve them on the way out, Jake, if you want. Unless we have to run out of here, in which case, yeah.
I would rather keep them. It's going to be important to get this off world so that the general public can know about it.
And this stuff is back in the room with the bed, right?
Yes.
And this is when we get further back into the complex. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I think you should take it with. I'll drop my tape recorder and carry these then.
All right.
At this point in time, my priority would be the obscure item that was flown in from off-world, especially if that's a settlement killer.
Well, didn't we get a name of David for somebody who came and picked that up?
Yes, you did, because the package was flown in on a small G-class shuttle,
right,
along with some other just general miscellaneous stuff, and almost right as soon as the shuttle landed, it was picked up and signed for, and the only name on the ledger was David.
Was that the guy we asked the spaceport manager guy to take a picture of him? Like
correct. He printed off a picture of him.
Okay, so we know what he looks like. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
So that's our guy. He's not a lackey. He's the guy.
It's a little old-fashioned, but maybe at this point we should start putting some signs up around. You seen this man?
Sure, but first we got to clear this.
Yeah, there's
crazy dungeon, right?
Yeah. Other than that, there's a door on the other side of the room.
And there was no last name in any of the journals.
Nothing.
Okay. Well, onward we go.
I say we push forward. We got to find out what's going on here.
So everyone's ready.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Check for traps at the doorway.
All right. Whoever wants to do that can make an observation roll for me.
I'll do it.
All right. Okay.
Oh, Justin, would you like to push the roll?
No, let me do that because I got pretty good observations.
Can we help Jim out?
Yeah. You can, Jake. You can add a bonus die.
Okay.
Because I think it's safe to assume that after finding the IED, you guys, not to mention in the vehicle depot, there was the big beaker of some sort of fluid hanging in midair waiting for someone to hit the tripwire. Mm-hmm. So I think you guys are probably all being pretty careful. All right, so you've got a success. No, the door seems fine. It's just a basic door with a doorknob. It doesn't seem to be anything special about it.
Hopefully the traps subside after Lennon goes down. It seems like he's probably been out there trying to figure he can get us where we live one way or another.
I'm still hoping we find this David guy down here.
Maybe
it seems like that's his room, right?
Maybe he's behind the door. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Stack up on the corner of the door with the shotgun aimed. Who's going to open it?
Melissa will open.
Okay. All right. So opening the door, there's another room on the other side. The room itself doesn't seem to have much in it. There is an open doorway on the far side, and it's not just a doorway. It's like one of those large metal colony standard doors, but the door itself is gone. And beyond that, it looks to be there are photographs tacked up on the wall on the left side of the room. Other than that, the room's empty.
Just a one door out.
Yep.
Go over and take a look at those photos.
There's dozens of them. 4 dozen, 5 dozen, maybe more.
Is Rosalie in there?
That was a very good question. Since you asked the question, make an observation roll. But they are photographs of people who have been crucified. They've got gaping wounds in their chests. But they're all photographs of people who are dead. They're all fairly young. Probably no one over 25, 27 years old. But Justin, as you're looking through, yep, you find a picture of your murder victim, Rosalie Dawson.
This is actually super sick. So these are all the people he's been sacrificing.
Wonder if we go back and start checking colony, PDT and personnel files, how many of these line up with the animal attacks?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they all will.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And none of them will have PDT chips or anything like that. So we need
We
these
might still have
pictures.
data records on them.
I think I have just enough room in my. What do you think? Half an encumbrance for this?
I mean, it's a lot of photos, but yeah, I'll give it to you. That's fine. I'm good.
And another door at the opposite end, right? We haven't gone.
Correct.
I guess to wonder if my question's even legitimate. Does PDT data, if you look at it, include a photo of the person?
There's going to be, if you pull up the colony records on any individual, there's going to be some sort of photo. Now, how old that photo is depends. Obviously, if they were kids on this colony and went to school here, there will be school photos, and surely to be the most recent one. And
Right.
then if they were employed by the marshal's office or colony admin or Wayland Utani or anything like that, there would surely be an employee photo as well. Now,
So
yeah.
it's feasible that we'd be able to check the animal attack reports, take the names off it, cross-reference it somewhere with a photo,
yeah.
and look at these pictures at the same time.
It would be time consuming, but
try to
absolutely.
figure out who we got.
Yep.
But we probably only need to check a few to figure out the pattern. Not that it's necessarily that important for the story, but as far as being cops goes.
Yeah, and we also have that time limit here. Something's going to happen really soon.
All right.
Does anybody in the photos look? Well, I screwed up my observation roll, so it doesn't really matter.
Let's see here. Okay, sorry. Had a notification, just needed to check it real quick. All right.
So there's nowhere else to go in here.
No, just the large open doorway on the other side.
I guess we're going through there.
Okay, so there's no door; it's just open doorway.
Yeah, it's one of those big metal colony doors that closes up and meets in the middle. So one of those doors is probably 2 meters wide, give or take. But there's just no door there. It's just the open doorway.
So check for tripwires or whatnot.
All right. Go ahead and observe, sir.
Observation.
Oh. Yeah, 2 successes. Doesn't seem to be any hazards or traps or anything along those lines. The next room is pretty big. So much so that you can't really your flashlights really don't reach all the way across. It's mostly empty, but there's a bunch of old crates here, like old basic wooden crates to some extent, and different types of prefab boxes, some basic pallets. A lot of it's been here quite a while. There's a thick layer of dust. But with your observation success, I will tell you, about 10 meters in, your flashlight stops. Oh, both of you with flashlights, make a power roll, because it's been probably a few turns at this point. Your flashlight stops on a... Alright, so Jake, reduce your power by 1. Your flashlight beam stops on a box with an open lid that looks pretty suspiciously like it's a meter in all 3 dimensions. And you've all been on colonies. You've all seen a cryopod or a stasis box before. And it's, like I said, the lid is open.
All right, so our techies are Melissa, Johnny, and Jake. I'm assuming, I don't know Jesse's character all that well, but let's have Jesse and I keep our heads up looking for bushwhacks while the rest of our group analyzes the crate.
That sounds good to me.
All right.
All right. This will be observation, or is it? It's not common.
You know what? That's a really good question. I will go ahead and make an observation roll for now. So I could kind of go either way with it, but I'll go with observation.
Should we help him, or should we all make rolls? I guess we're all making rolls now.
Yeah, that's fine. Everyone just make a roll. It's fine. Success. Oh, nothing for Johnny and 2 for Melissa. So this box, it matches identically the description of what you came for. It is open. There is nothing inside of it. Additionally, these are just like the cryopods that people sleep in on ship, right? But they're smaller, or this one's smaller. They can be a variety of sizes for whatever cargo you're carrying. This particular one has been open for a while, because if it had just been recently opened, you would expect the ambient temperature inside of it still probably be lower than the air. There'd be some mist or some condensation. And this has been open for at least an hour, maybe more, because the temperature on it's the same as the ambient in this empty warehouse that you're in.
Are there any settings to the cryo box that I might be able to interpret what was in there?
Make a comtech roll. Roll your panic. Okay, holding it together. Whatever it was meant to be kept very, very cold. It was set for about -50 degrees Celsius. Very cold.
So that would be below any standard for a living organism, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Whatever was in here, they wanted it cold.
Right.
So is that meant to stop a nuclear reaction? What is the purpose of that?
Melissa, make a medical aid roll.
Oof.
Would you like to push?
Don't do it.
Oh.
Oof.
Roll a panic, please. Man, the dice are being unfriendly. 8 is that's the trembling. So, Melissa, this is very, very concerning to you, because the only reason to transport something at that type of temperature is that you've got something very dangerous and biological that you don't want to thaw out. And just that knowledge is causing you to it's causing you to shake a little bit. So you've got what, -2 to any agility roll till your panic stops.
Gotcha.
Melissa, you look shaken up. What's the matter?
This is not good. That temperature, we usually just use that to freeze and sustained virus and bacteria, whatever that is. If it's biological, it's not good. Not good. It's not good.
Question is, where is this biologic that's not good? Is it around here? Was it that liquid that was suspended above us before?
Well, hopefully standing here, it's not in our lungs.
Right. Any other doors to the room? Anything? I know it's a large room.
At this point, you would have had to have moved further into the room to inspect the box. So there is shit. Sorry, my brain just crapped out on me. There is a door on the far side of the room from where you came in. There's also a set of double doors to the left. Man, I'm getting all sorts of spam calls this morning. What is going on?
Double doors like you would see a vehicle pull through, or
not that large, no, but definitely big enough to move something large through, but not big enough for a vehicle.
Okay, and none of us are familiar with this complex because it's so old, or
correct?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to defer to the marshals, but I really want to push forward, so I'm going to take a look at that smaller door that's on the other side.
Okay.
And I don't know, I'll do an observation on that one just to check for traps or.
Go ahead.
See if there's anything.
Roll your panic.
My panic. So I do add another panic die every time I get a panic roll, right? I do that, right? Doesn't it double up on itself?
Only on some results.
Only on some results.
Right.
All right, I should have kept mine at 3 then. So.
Yeah, it specifies. Like a nervous twitch, I think, makes your panic go up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Correct.
And some stuff makes the people around you panic more. Or
correct.
stressed.
Yeah, like the nervous twitch makes yours and everybody else's go up 1.
Right. Okay.
Scream makes yours go down by 1, and everyone else's go up by 1, and they make a panic.
And they make a panic roll. That's right. Whole
Yeah,
lot of fun.
So I had an extra stress level in there, but I got an 8, so I don't know what.
So it should have actually been a 7.
Probably.
Okay. All right. So in that case, that's the nervous twitch. So
okay.
that's giving you a you and everybody else gets a point of stress, but this door, it is as you look at it, it's actually like a glass door that just has a bar that lets you push it open. But it's been covered over on the other side by something wood or metal, you're not sure. But it does open, and there doesn't seem to be anything trap oriented about it, nothing dangerous. You think you can hear birds on the other side. Like not a lot of birds, not like a flock of birds, but just like the tweeting of a bird from the other side.
Are there birds on planet?
There are.
There are. Okay. So I call over to the rest of them and say, I think this might be leading to the outside here, but somebody blocked up the glass. I can't see through it, and it's unlocked.
And I will give you guys a quick reminder, just because it's been 2 weeks since we played. This facility was a large pentagonal building. A big sprawling complex that was 4 city blocks. That in the center of it, it was open to the sky in the center. It kind of meant to be like a communal park type area for employees to eat lunch or probably have company gatherings, stuff like that.
Okay. But I don't notice anything else other than the birds chirping and it's unlocked.
No.
Okay.
So let's just take a second and radio back to the station to let them know that we found the cryopod and that there's a potential biohazard here. So, I mean, in a properly staffed Colonial Marshal's office, we would have to quarantine this whole area and probably decon this team, but we really don't. Two of you just blanked out.
Yeah,
Marty,
sorry, I clicked
back.
something. It was my fault.
Okay. I don't know. Bob, are you there?
Here, yep.
Okay. Pardon me.
Didn't want to proceed with anything if Bob wasn't here.
Yeah, no, that was, like I said, I wasn't being careful. I accidentally clicked something. That was my fault.
But at least let's let them know that this is ground zero. And if we suddenly all die, this is why.
Yeah.
It
And
won't
then
be
I guess
sudden.
we'll proceed.
Melissa has something, doesn't she? Doesn't she have something in her inventory?
Yeah, she'll. When we go into the next area, she'll break it out and start scanning.
Oh, the CBRN kit. That's right.
Yep.
Ooh, that'd be a good thing to use.
All right. So go ahead and make a survival roll, and it gives you a +2 bonus.
Survival or medical aid?
On a CBRN kit, it's a survival roll.
+2.
Correct. Roll your panic. It's a 9. Okay. Which is drop an item. When you drop an item, does your stress go up 1? It does go up 1. So I'm going to figure that out. But anyway, you do have a success, and that's what matters. The CBRN kit is picking up... Pardon me, is picking up nothing. You're not picking up anything nuclear, which you really didn't expect based on what you just found. But you are... but you're not picking up anything else. You're not picking up anything that's any sort of biological contaminant or anything along those lines, outside of maybe just, some mold.
Other than some what? What did you say?
Mold. Because you're in an old building. That type of thing.
All right, so let me just get this straight. And speaking with Melissa, she's not picking up, beg your pardon, she's not picking up any radiation, nor is she picking up any traces of virological agents or other kinds of disease producing agents.
Well, at least nothing that's familiar to the CBRN database, I guess. Right?
Well, it would have to be, I guess it wouldn't have to be, but if it's intended to wipe out a colony, I'm going to assume that it's probably the kind of thing that we're aware of as a species, right? Like, this is so fucking dangerous, this is so dangerous that we are always on the lookout for it, right? Like, something like of that magnitude is not something that we're likely to
yeah, I'd say that's fair.
of.
I'd say that's fair.
So if it's neither of those two things, what was in there?
Well, it could just mean that we haven't found it yet.
Yeah, if they took it out while it was still more or less frozen and transported it away, maybe it didn't leave any traces, but it's evaporating everywhere they go now.
Yeah, or it could have a
Very
container within a container that kept all anything that we could detect inside the container, not inside the cryo.
Well, I would put that in the barely positive column because it's still contained, right?
Barely positive, yeah.
It just means it's safe for us to continue.
I think it's safe to say if it was a chemical agent and it was in here, we'd all be feeling the exposure by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't forget this is designed to wipe out our colony.
Right.
So it's not like it's gonna just make us feel a little queasy.
Yeah, that's just the
virulent
nerves.
enough it's gonna kill us.
It's just the nerves.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's proceed, I guess.
All right. So the as you push open the glass door, you're treated to natural light again. You've definitely moved back out of doors. This whole area is overgrown. There's 3 foot at least tall grasses everywhere. There's bushes, trees that have gone unchecked for years. It's just really hard to see through all the brush that is in this area. But somewhere ahead of you, and you obviously you don't need your flashlights anymore. And it's a good distance off. But in this area that you're in, it looks like it's enclosed by the building on all sides. So you think you probably have reached that center, park or commons area, and closer to the middle of it, it looks like there's some sort of building or stage or something. It's really hard to see because of all the growth. You would definitely have to move closer.
Keep moving up.
Can we check for traps as we go?
You certainly can. I'll let anyone who wants to can make an observation roll.
I'll do that.
Oops, sorry, I already pulled the trigger.
And
Have her eye on the Seaburn detection kit, basically.
Very good.
all right, so I what did I get? I got 2 success, 1 panic.
Yep. Go ahead and roll your panic.
Oh, come on. 1 or 2 or 3, please. 7.
7. That's trembling?
Yeah, that's nervous twitch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, nervous twitch. You're right. So
Yeah,
you and
so-
all friendly PCs gain a point of stress.
I'm back up to 5, guys. Calm it down a little.
Yeah, me too.
Everybody chillax.
Yeah. But I did get the 2 successes.
You do.
Okay.
So as everything seems to be relatively safe from the standpoint of any sort of traps or anything set up like what you had seen before coming in, as you're moving through the brush and trying to find a way to move forward so that you can get a clear view of what's going on, you finally reach this point where you kind of part a couple bushes out of the way, and what you see is you see a kind of a raised platform, and there's kind of a gazebo there, but a hexagonal gazebo, and half of it is gone. Like half of it's like not there, so it's just like the back walls of it, if that makes sense. And on that gazebo, you see several people. There's 4 or 5. There's that are all wearing. They're wearing like white shifts or robes, like completely different from the black clothing that you had seen from the people that were trying to ambush you as you came in. And 4 of them are facing away from you, and they're kind of on their knees, their heads bent. The 5th one is facing towards you, and he's also on his knees, and you recognize him. He's the one from the dot matrix printout that signed for the package. Behind him is a woman that has been mounted to a cross. She doesn't have a wound like the previous murder victims have had. I mean, she's obviously crucified, so she's got wounds in her hands and her wrists and her feet, and she's bound up there, and her head's kind of off to one side. She's unconscious, but she doesn't have the big gaping bloody hole in her chest. As you part the bushes and see all that, the man that you recognize from the picture, he actually sees you. He jumps to his feet and shouts, "Stop them! God must be born."
Oh, that's reassuring.
Why? What would bother you about that? The guy's obviously off his nut. I mean,
Nothing evil about that.
So, in terms of range, let me drag some people over, shall we? So, in terms of range, this would be engaged. That's short, that's medium, and that's long. Alright, so they are long range away, and he's technically right behind them, but he's at long range as well. So if I could please get initiative rolls from everybody. Where's my David? There's my David. Okay.
Wait, we like to roll the same things, don't we?
You guys
8, 8,
really
8.
do. That is amazing.
7, 7, 8, 8. It's oh man. Okay.
Oh, that's weird. I rolled David, but it didn't come up on the list. Maybe I hadn't clicked the thing. I thought I did. There it goes. There it goes. Oh, shoot. Alright, is that everybody? That is everybody.
Oh, am I still on there? Here.
Yep, I got you.
All right.
Alright, sort ascending order. And I'm going to roll them separately. Technically, all NPCs should go at the same time, but I'm actually going to handle them separately from our happy little psycho. Alright, let me sort in ascending order. So, the man that you believe is probably David, at least that's the name he signed. Oh well, that's interesting. I accidentally clicked the background photo and rolled for initiative. Okay, well that's the cultist, so it's fine. He actually goes first. He pulls a shotgun out from under his robe, and then he actually moves off of the gazebo and dives into the tall grasses around it. So you're not exactly sure where he's at the moment. All right, Kirk, you're up.
All right. Nearest one is, what was the range?
They're all at long range.
All at long range.
Yep.
Are they armed?
Well, you can't tell at this point. Right now they've just stood and are facing you. They haven't. Doesn't seem like they've pulled out weapons yet.
I'm going to. What's the penalty for shooting a medium-range weapon at long range?
You cannot. If it's a medium-range weapon, it just doesn't shoot that far.
All right, so I'm going to use a fast action to close the zone distance to a medium range.
Perfect.
And then I'm just going to use the pistol.
All right. All right, so go ahead and make your range combat roll. Lighting is fine here, so you have no penalties. Medium range is a -1, I believe. I believe that's correct. Let me double check. Medium range is -1. And
All right.
I think your pistol's +1 too.
It does have a 1 bonus. That's correct.
Okay.
So it's going to come out pretty much just a straight firearms, I guess. That'll hit. Let me do panic.
Yep. All right. So.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's the good old nervous twitch. Everyone gains stress.
1 damage, going for the one in the center.
Going for the one in the center. All right, perfect. I got you. All right, very good. Next, we have Johnny. You're up.
Okay. I think, eyes on the prize, I kind of want to stay trained on the tall grass and start moving off to intercept him when he pops back up.
Okay.
But I want to keep my range. I just kind of want to move off to the side and strafe him and keep my range, because if he pops up with a shotgun, I've got a long-range rifle and he has very little chance.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you.
Is it possible for me to, like, overwatch?
It is possible for you to overwatch, absolutely.
I also want to ask a question before it comes up. If he pops up, am I able to take aim and try to take a leg instead of shooting him in the face? Obviously, if there's anybody in the story we have questions for, it's David.
Yeah, right. I'll figure out the mechanics on that. The game doesn't really spell that out, but I'll think that over. All right, so you're taking up an overwatch in case he pops out of the grass. You're taking a shot at him.
Yeah, and if any of them start, I figure if we're far enough back with enough of an angle, if any of them starts really getting close, I can pull forward to shoot one of them too.
Okay, all right.
Because we're kind of just all sitting, looking at them in like an arc, right in front of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right. Melissa, you are up.
Melissa will move to medium range.
All right.
And use her pistol.
All right. Which target?
The ugliest one.
The ugliest one. All right, go ahead and make your... And it's -1 for medium range. Wow. Holy wow. All right, so your pistol does 1 damage and you have 2 stunts.
Damage.
All right, damage. All right, so you pound around into the ugliest one, who I determined was the guy on the furthest left, and you shot him probably center mass, and you got him pretty good. He's still up and moving. That brings us to we have Jake, Justin, and the cultists are all on 8. I'll have the cultists go last because they're NPCs, so Jake and Justin, whichever one of you wants to go first is welcome.
It's a firing squad, man.
I'll defer to Justin.
Okay, well, I will just advance to medium range and start working the flank.
All right.
So,
All right.
with my pistola.
Yep. A success and a panic. Roll your panic. A 5. You're holding it together, so Magnum does 2 damage. All right, very good, very good. And Jake, up to you.
Yeah, so shotgun. Shotgun short range, right?
Shotgun is a short range weapon, so yeah, you would have to move up 2 zones to be in range with your shotgun.
2 zones, which means I have to do
Both of your actions would be moving. Yep.
No, I think I'm gonna observe in the direction that David went driving, and just keep an eye on that. Should I roll?
I'll call that a slow action. Go ahead and make an observation roll.
Nice.
He's very well hidden, but you catch a glimpse of him. He's at the far right, well, your far right, off the edge near the gazebo, seeming to move through the tall grass, like he's trying to flank you guys, but you can see him. That was your slow action. You have a fast action if you'd like to do something with that.
Okay, fast action. I'd like to screw it. Yeah, I'm going to run towards the area where David's at to close the distance. So
that'll put you like right there. That will work. Very good, very good. And we are up to these guys. So these guys, they for their turns they advance, and none of them have ranged weapons. They all have kind of basic melee style weapons. You know, like one guy pulls out a knife, another guy probably has, you know, the lead pipe, another one's got the wrench, the other's got the candlestick, you know, that type of thing.
None of them have gone down yet, right?
No, none of them have gone down. 3 of the 4 are wounded. The one on, looking at the map, the one on the far left has been damaged the most. The guy on the far right has been also hit, and the guy next to him has also been hit. So
probably shout at them to get down on the ground before it gets any worse. Give them a chance anyway.
All right. Speaking as a free action, so yeah, you can do that absolutely. All right, George, we've got the extra deputy here who never gets to act because you guys always kill everything before he gets a chance to.
I forgot Georgie even existed.
I forget about Georgie.
He moves up, and to get into range, he's going to shoot his pistol probably at the one that the marshal already shot at. That seemed to make the most sense to me. So, and he has 2 successes.
Oh, Georgie, you're a killer.
Yep.
I think we.
Pistol does 1 damage, and I think he just puts his extra... Well, he's an NPC, so he's just going to put his extra success into damage, period. So he hits this guy, and he goes down. And then that brings us back to the top of the order.
Nice.
All right. All right, so he moves up.
Do we catch sight of him?
Well, you're going to, because he moves up 1 through the grasses, and then he pops up. So you did have an overwatch on him, so you can take your shot. It is short range, which is no penalty or modifier of any kind.
I'm short. I'm 1, 2. I think I'm 3 away.
Well, you're you're 2. You are 2 away. So I'm sorry, it's medium range -1.
Yeah, I also have a rifle though. If that makes a difference.
It doesn't. Just the rifle can hit something at long range instead of medium.
Okay, so I'm gonna make ranged combat -1.
Yep.
All right.
2 successes.
2 successes, and I was trying not to kill him.
Right. Which I'm sorry. Which weapon was that? Was that the rifle?
That's the rifle, yeah.
So that does 2 damage, and you have a stunt.
Can I shoot him in the kneecap?
We'll call it a.
Or shoulder, whatever. I just want to put him down. I don't want to kill him.
I got you. Let me see here.
Shoulder's probably dicier.
I got you. Give me 1 second here. I don't know why this is not recorded.
Yeah, we lost your video.
Did you? Can you hear me still?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just frozen.
Let's see here. Got me?
Yeah, there you are.
All right, perfect. All right, so you do wound him. He looks wounded pretty badly, actually. But you didn't kill him by any means. You didn't put him down. So he is going to. I think he's going to fire at the closest target, which is going to be Jake. He's firing his shotgun, which at this range. Whoops! I opened up Jake's character sheet. Which at this range is going to be a -1. Now, Jake, you have armor. Don't you have an armor vest on?
I do.
You do. So as a result, you get to roll armor, assuming he hits you. Hold on 1 second. What am I doing? What am I doing? Anyone know what I'm doing? There we go. There we go. There we go. -1. Well then, that didn't go well. All right, so he blasts his shotgun towards you, Jake, and I guess he's not that great a shot. He missed you completely.
Oh, excellent.
So that was too easy. That wasn't any good. All right, Kirk, you're up.
Everything here. So I'm currently at.
You're currently at short range to any of the targets.
To any of the targets.
Yep.
And in theory, the one that ran up on my buddy here, can I close to medium range? Oh, sorry, to engaged range with him?
Yeah.
Okay, so my pistol was out, so let's move that there.
Well, your pistol was out, so if you wanted to,
which I can't move. Is it my fast action then?
Right. Correct.
Sorry, quick interjection. Jesse, are you thinking that silhouette there is a cultist? Because I think that's George.
Oh yeah, that's George. I'm sorry.
I got mixed up.
Yeah, that's George.
In other words, I think your targets are all in front of you.
Yeah, they're all on this row.
In that case, I'll just take a shot at the one directly in front of me. Medium.
Right.
That's what penalty on the shotgun?
On the shotgun is minus. Shotgun medium range or short range?
You have it as medium
Short.
on my sheet.
Do you?
You told us short last time.
Hey, hold on. Let me confirm. I might have made a typo. It happens. Unfortunately, even I occasionally make mistakes. Let me just be sure. That was me blowing my own horn. Sorry. Shotgun. It's not under the rifles. Where's the shotgun at?
How about?
Oh,
I just
shotgun
spend-
is short range. Yep. So
How about this? I'm going to use my fast action to move back a little bit, and then my slow action to reload the pistol.
okay. That will work. Perfect. That is just fine. All right, Johnny, you're up.
I will try again to disable David.
All right. Make your ranged combat shot.
I suppose I'd move up to get rid of the
Penalty for range.
Yeah, I really can't though. The only space I can move to is
Yeah, we'll just put you on the same line. That's fine. We can do
okay.
it. Yeah, since I don't have an actual combat map, which is
So
probably
now I
an oversight.
am just doing it with no modifier, right?
Correct.
Okay. Jesus.
Ooh, roll your panic. A 9. And that was with the rifle, correct?
Yeah.
That's what you were
But
using.
I can't push the roll because I panicked. All right.
You panicked. Yep. So you move up and to go to take a shot at David, and I would say what happens is you go to shoot at him and click. You realize that your weapon's empty, and you drop an item, which you've got the rifle in your hand, so it just makes sense that's what you drop.
Okay.
So, all right, that makes that easy. Melissa, I think we got what? Melissa and Jake. Is Melissa on an 8 too? Wow, Melissa, Jake, and Justin are all on 8s.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy.
All right. Yeah, whichever one of you wants to go.
No, I'll take a shot at David. I'm not in range, though, am I? For a shotgun.
You are. Yeah, no, you're at short range. You're at
I am
range for
short?
shotgun. Yep.
All right, yeah, so I'm going to blast him with that.
All right.
So that is, what did I just have? Range combat, there we go.
Yeah, and there's no other modifiers.
No other modifiers, check.
All right, roll your panic, please.
Now, I always get, do I add the 2 dice now or after?
No, just roll panic.
You
Alright,
don't
just-
add any dice.
Yeah,
at
don't
all.
That's right, you don't add any dice.
I'm not getting fooled.
9.
A 9. All right. So you seeing this guy pop up and shoot at you, you decide to return the favor, and before you know it, you're just blasting and you're just pumping and blasting away, and realize you hit absolutely nothing. And in the end, let's be blunt, you're not a soldier and you're really not a marshal. You drop your oh no, you hit him. You had 3 successes. I was looking at the wrong row. I'm sorry. But you do drop your shotgun into the grass somewhere. So you do 3 damage to him, and you have 2 bonus stunts.
2 bonus stunts. Excellent. So that would be 2 bonus stunts from range combat.
Correct.
And what'd you say happened to him? He received 2 damage, right?
Oh no, he took 3 from the shotgun.
And he's still standing, huh?
Well, no, we're going to keep that simple. He goes down in the grass somewhere.
He goes down in the grass, okay.
Yeah. We lost sight of
Is
him.
this a cultist or is this David?
No, this was David.
This is David,
This
yeah.
was the guy.
You don't suppose, well, we don't know, but one of my stunts could be he drops any weapon he had.
You can do that, absolutely.
Yeah, let's do that.
Make him drop his shotgun as he goes down.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's
that
do
works.
that.
All right, very good, very good.
Mhm.
We've got Melissa and Justin.
So, will you allow quick action to switch to the shotgun
Yes.
and then just say hello to the cultist that's straight in front of me?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, that's a lot of dice for no successes. Do you want to push the roll?
Yes.
All right. A success, but 2 panics. Roll your panic, please, Melissa. A 14.
I think that's the highest. that the highest panic roll we've seen?
No, the highest is a 15.
I mean, that we've seen so far.
This is the highest we've seen. Yes,
Because I don't know what happens. I don't know the rules very well, so I'm very curious.
We'll get back to that in a minute, Melissa. But you don't shoot at the guy in front of you. What that is that's you go berserk. You must immediately start attacking the closest individual to you, friendly or not, until you or that person is broken. And any friendly character who witnesses your rampage must make a panic roll. But technically that rampage doesn't start till next turn.
Right.
So, Justin, you're up.
Wow.
So just make sure you're further away from me than the cultist.
Then Georgie. Poor Georgie. All right, I guess I'll use my shotgun and shoot at the closest cultist here on a diagonal to me.
Yep, that'd be fine. That would be just fine.
Have at you. That's terrible.
Roll your panic, please. An 8, which 8 is the that is the trembling, right? So your agility, any future agility rolls are ever at -2, so you're trembling uncontrollably, but you put that guy down because shotgun does 3 damage, so you put him down no problem, and then that leads. So I'm gonna just delete him off the map.
Does my stress go up 1 from that?
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
Okay.
No, that's the nervous twitch. Yep.
Okay. Trembling and twitching, 2 different things.
Trembling and twitching, 2 different things. Absolutely. So we've got 4 guys here. I'm just gonna move you right there. I'm sorry. 5. Can't roll a d5, can I? No. I got a 4 and I got a 1. Okay. This guy, seeing that Jake is suddenly unarmed, moves up and attacks him with a melee weapon of some sort. Club, knife, or otherwise. God.
Wonderful.
And he fails to connect. Well, it's nice to know that my dice rolls suck when I play the bad guys on Roll20 versus in person, too. Because in person, when I roll for xenomorphs, they always miss. All right.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And this guy actually... What's that?
He did miss, right?
Oh, he did miss. This guy actually moves up to good old George and takes a whack at George. So he will make his close combat roll. Oh my god. He missed too. Okay, so the cultists suck. They absolutely suck.
Probably how they ended up in a cult.
That's right. Well, let's be blunt. They're just poor colony schmucks. You know, they're nobody.
Yeah. It can happen to anyone, but it happens more often if things aren't going great for you.
Yeah, that's right. George is going to. I think George. It makes sense to me that George, because that's who we're up to, right? Yeah, George is going to switch over. Oh, he doesn't have a shotgun, so he's just going to fire his pistol at the guy in front of him. Pistol attack. It's at engaged range, so it's a -3. Submit. Alright, so he hits that guy for 1 point of damage, for what that was worth. And then... Pardon me 1 second. Where's my guy? Oh, I deleted him off the map. Oh well, no big deal. Wasn't paying attention. Okay, well, so much for that. All right. So turn order. We are back to McCartney. Is that correct?
I think that's right.
Yep.
In which case, we still have what?
You got 2 guys in front of you. You got that guy, and you got that guy. Both of them are injured. Both of them have been shot.
Yeah, and I'm at medium range from the one kind of kitty corner to me.
Right.
So
you're medium range to either, really.
So take a fast action to aim, and then slow action to fire.
All right. Off you go.
Is that a -1 for medium range?
And +2 for the aim. Yep.
So aim for 1 total.
Yep. You got it. Whoa. That's a lot of dice, but 1 success was all you need. You blast him with your shotgun, and he
Oh, pistol. 1 damage.
Oh, pistol. Well, 1 damage. Even still, you hit him with your pistol and he goes down. He only had 1 health point left. So, all right. That brings us to Johnny.
All right. With the rifle being empty, and I don't have any reloads for it, I want to drop that.
Okay.
And pull the shotgun.
Yep. Dropping
then,
is a free action. Pulling a weapon's a fast.
Okay, and what I want to do is move up toward where David fell, and if it looks like he's still alive in the bushes, I want to try to start the process of arresting him.
All right, very good. So you're
starting with looking for his gun to kick away from him if he's laying there.
All right, so you would move up there. Make an observation roll at a +2. You can't find him.
Observation rolls this entire campaign.
make a panic roll, please.
It's coming.
All right, a 9. All right, so you drop an item, right? Yep, you drop an item.
Shouldn't it be ticking up? Because
it should be ticking up. So you're right. So you move because that's right. You move forward and you look for him. You did not. You can't find him. He's not there, and you're just frozen for a round. Your stress level and everyone else's goes up by 1.
Sorry, guys. Tried.
All good.
It happens. We can't hold grudges for bringing up each other's stress. Otherwise, we'd never speak to each other.
That's right. Melissa, it is your turn, and you are going berserk. So you have to attack. I'd say you'd have to either attack George or the cultist. I'm gonna make it random. Just roll a die. If it's even, you go for George. If it's odd, you go for the cultist. It's odd. You went for the cultist. All right, so you're at engaged range. Fire your shotgun at the cultist, and you get +3 for being at engaged range with a shotgun. This poor guy.
Whoa, dude!
Yeah.
Melissa flies into a furious rage, levels her shotgun at this guy, and just blows him in half.
That's awesome.
So cool.
Okay. All right.
I mean, Bob's just fearless about tacking on stress dice.
Yeah,
he's got 2, 4, 6, 8,
really
9 of them.
Doesn't
even panic.
That roll is 7. I'm like, you want a what?
Yeah, he just pushes, doesn't care. Look at that. That's crazy.
Those stress dice, that's all you guys with your nervous twitches and giving everybody else treat.
And to be fair, the last time that Bob got a chance at anything, the first thing that happened was he just got shot in the face. It was over.
Yeah, so he's making up for lost time.
Right. Got to go action hero.
Okay, so I have to rain on this parade because I'm reading the rule for Berserk. Do we have to all get a?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Everyone has. You're right. Everyone gets to make a panic roll because you've never seen Melissa act this way ever. So Kirk is frozen, which causes everybody's stress to go up 1.
I think what I learned today is that Kirk is, fight or flight or freeze. I'm a freeze guy.
Yeah, he very much is. Johnny is, interestingly enough, holding it together.
I have to run. I'm already at 10.
Oh, you're already at 10? Oh,
Yeah.
You're right. So you have to seek
I go
cover.
up 1.
I would say it's not so much as running as it is because it's not fleeing per se. It's seeking cover. So my bet is you probably dive back into the bushes behind you, scared shitless that Melissa's going to turn that shotgun on you next. That does allow your stress to go down 1, if I remember correctly.
We'll take.
Yeah. And then, let's see, we had Jake, who is on a freeze, okay? And Justin?
Yeah, so we have no more targets.
No, I need a panic roll from you.
Oh, panic roll, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
because of Melissa's going so hardcore. You were already...
I think that's unlucky 7, right?
Yeah, you were already at a nervous twitch. In fact, you were all the way
I was trembling
You
before.
were trembling, so you move up to a 9, which is drop an item,
Okay.
which is probably not the biggest concern right now. Dropping an item's really only matters if you're in immediate combat, right? Because it would make sense you drop the weapon. Otherwise, if you're not in combat, you drop an item, well, I'll just pick it back up. What difference does it make? Unless the idea, I don't know, I've got to think that over. Unless the idea is you don't realize you dropped it, or I don't know. Anyway, so Justin, all right, so now once all that's over, also because of the panic effects, you guys have to pop your stress up 2 points. Everybody does.
2?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Is one of them from seeing Melissa's Berserk?
Excuse me.
No, I already factored that one in. So one of them was from the freeze, and one of them was from the seat cover.
But I lose one from the seat cover.
Correct.
Right? Okay. All right. So I'm going to go up 1.
1. Yeah, your net gain is 1.
Okay.
So bad I'm berserk and it doesn't count for me.
Correct. Seeing you go berserk doesn't count. That's right.
That berserk is a 1-turn thing.
Until the enemy you attack is dead. Which.
So this time, yes.
Yeah.
That's some scary stuff right there.
Yeah.
If he was attacking one of us.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Especially with a shotgun from right beside you.
Right. Well, I mean, if it's Bob attacking you, you only have to worry about it for 1 round. Then you get blown in half.
He's probably going to panic and run anyway.
All right. So, I would imagine that after a round or so, everybody kind of comes out from behind the bushes they're hiding in, or is suddenly the fear is past and can move again. And let's see, that was Johnny, right, who went up to find David and couldn't find him and froze?
Yeah, we ran back into the other bushes.
Oh, ran back into the bushes, right. So, David went down somewhere ahead of you guys off to the right, but you didn't find him when you went and looked. And then there's the gazebo up ahead with the crucified young lady.
We have to find David. We're not really safe until we can account for him.
All right, so who wants to risk an observation roll?
I have pretty good observation skill.
Yeah,
Jake.
I've got a.
What's your panic at? Oh,
Melissa rolled your panic, Melissa.
There's no roll.
Melissa's just reloading the shotgun, going, David.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! She just went berserk
Again.
She's hunting David.
Oh my god!
Nearest person's definitely not David.
No, the nearest person's probably still George. So Melissa's losing her shit. Melissa, make a ranged combat roll against George. You get a +3 bonus because you're in engaged range.
Can I ask a question that
Please.
might mitigate some of this?
Okay.
Shouldn't Melissa's shotgun have emptied out during the course of the previous panic?
That's a true statement.
So maybe she wants to swing something at George instead, which is
probably makes sense. So
maybe she just does a ranged combat and throws the gun at him.
Good thinking.
I'm basically just turning the gun around as a baseball bat, going, David, David, looking at George, going, David. Batter up.
All right.
Try and swing at him.
Make a close combat roll.
See if this works. Bit of a hack.
Suspense is killing me. Oh!
wow.
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, he is wearing
All those pennies.
he is wearing armor. So we'll let him have his. Why did none of my guys have their armor in there? I know I've put it in his character sheet twice. Oh my gosh. Melissa just clocks him with her shotgun, like you said, baseball bat style, and just she kind of uppercuts it and brings it up right between his legs and his crotch. and he goes down like a sack of bricks. He is down. He's not dead, but he is down. All right, so who wants to act on this here before we let Melissa act again?
Is anybody able to command her down from
Don't
the tirade?
Don't have to make a panic roll for the berserk.
Oh shit, man! You're just full of good ideas, aren't you? You're right. Everyone seeing it has to make a panic roll. Kirk has got an 8.
Does our stress go up? No.
No, it does not go up. All right, Justin and Jake, you guys just can't take it anymore, and you start to run. Johnny,
I should be at 12 now.
you should be at 12 now. So you start to scream your lungs out for one round.
Stress.
And then, yeah, Johnny, you lose a point of stress, and Justin and Jake, you both lose a point of stress.
But
However,
then they gain theirs back. Don't we all gain it back from seeing each other do this shit?
well, sort of, not exactly. Kirk, you're just trembling. Oh, well, okay, -2 agility. And then, all right, so now what happens is you all have to make another panic roll because of one reason or another. Because between the screaming and the running, everyone's got to make a panic roll. Kirk, you have to seek cover. Justin,
I'm going to seek it in the direction of everyone else.
Yeah. Justin, you were running, you were fleeing, so you move up to oh my god, you move up to berserk. Holy crap on a cracker. Johnny, okay, alright. This is going to get a little out of control because you're all just losing your shit constantly. Yeah, alright. Wow, this is nuts. See, usually PCs are dead by this point, so you don't have this many rolling panic rolls.
I soft
That's
pedaled it.
comforting.
I soft pedaled it at a con game and had one of my players ask at the end like why I was kind of being more forgiving. He hadn't played before, and I was like, you should just sit down and play the game with your friends at some point and do it exactly by the book and watch how quickly it gets away from you.
Yeah,
We would never have gotten through a 4-hour game if I just started pushing them to panic. They made it off the first floor that'll end you bay.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I gotta sidestep the rules on this because it's just too out of control. You guys will never get back to the point of getting back to the game. It's just going to be rolling panic rolls. So everybody does their thing. Everybody does their thing and goes fleeing and running. Trujillo is broken. He's not technically unconscious, so if he's broken, all he can do is crawl. And that kind of puts Melissa in the situation because she's still berserk. She has to attack until her target is dead. So I'm going to have Melissa make another close combat roll. I can kind of see Melissa hovering over him as he crawls away. It's like that scene at the end of Predator when Arnold is just crawling away. Melissa, make a close combat roll against Trujillo. Roll your panic.
Do I panic if I'm berserk?
I would say yeah. Yeah, 15, and you were at a 14, so it could only go up. That's catatonic. Melissa, you go to swing your baseball bat, your shotgun at George, and it's adrenaline overload, and you just can't deal with it anymore. You can't do it. You're done. You just shut down and you collapse. Catatonic. All right. So everybody can catch their breath for just a moment and come out of their panics, I think. Melissa's catatonic right here. Trujillo is broken right there. What does everybody want to do?
How far did Jake and I run?
Well, you guys probably got back to. You were running to would be 2 zones, so you've probably gotten back to the door that leads to the warehouse before you guys decided before you caught your wits and stopped.
I don't know, Sharif. Does your guy have command? Skill?
No.
He doesn't have command.
Regrettably.
Marshal. Huh? Okay.
Now, he's got pretty decent manipulation, I believe.
I don't know if
I
you
have
can do
a
that.
2
Yeah,
plus
that's
what empathy 3, so 5 total.
But no command. You can still make a command roll. You just don't have the skill.
Yeah, I have a 0.
Yeah. All right.
When Melissa's still conscious, she's just not responsive.
Yeah,
right?
she's
So I
catatonic.
zoned out.
Yeah, it's just
All right, so-
all gone too far.
Now this is out of character because I'm not very confident with the mechanic. But when she snaps out of it, is she still going to be like freaking out? Do I need to cuff her so she calms down? Or...
Well, I would say from an in-game perspective, I would say that's probably what the marshal would do. You know, that would make sense to me from just from that standpoint. From a game mechanic standpoint, I think whenever the character comes out of catatonic, they're really they're kind of just back to normal. But how long that takes is a totally different question.
All right. Well, the marshal will cuff her gently and like strip her of any weapons that she could use to hurt herself or somebody else until she calms down. And he'll stay with her.
Okay.
But he will say to the others that we need to find David.
Yeah, Trujillo is he's out of it. He's just, now that he doesn't have to crawl away from her anymore, he's just curled up in a fetal position. He's broken and really can't move at this point. So
So I'm guessing we're me and Justin are in the main room again, right?
yeah, I would say you've turned back around, and I imagine
I
you've
just
all
put
kind of
myself next to
gotten
Melissa.
together, right?
Right, and stress still stays at the same level when we come out of that panic, right?
Yeah.
We don't drop anything.
Correct.
There's nothing we can really do with stress since we don't have any booze or
That's right.
whatever kind of injectables. Okay, so I'm gonna do an observation for to find David here.
Risking the panic yet again. The rolling panic.
We gotta do it. Gotta do it. All right. God damn it.
Roll panic.
Ah, yes.
A 10, so
Okay, nothing worse.
no. So you freeze, which
And
means
roll
your
one
stress and everyone else's goes up by 1.
Yep.
You can't seem to find this guy.
If Johnny's able to come back and
Yeah.
recollect himself, I'll also take a shot at trying to find him.
Alrighty. Roll your panic. An 8! An 8! Someone has succeeded. So you find him. He was not far away. He was kind of down, obscured by these really tall grasses that are everywhere. And it just... maybe it was the stress of the situation made it too much for... But there he is. He's alive. He's not conscious. He is down. He is bleeding from multiple wounds. But he's not dead.
We got him over here. He's alive. Can I start to zip tie him?
Absolutely.
All right. So I want to zip tie his hands and then also check his wounds, I guess, to see if he needs medical attention.
All right. Make a medical aid roll. No successes, no panics. You can push if you want.
No, that's okay.
Okay. All right. So you're not a
Johnny's
doctor.
not
You
a
can't
doctor.
tell. Yeah. All right. So you've got him zip tied up. What's next, gentlemen?
I'll start to pull him out of the weeds, I guess.
All right. No problem.
We got to get that woman down off the cross.
What's Melissa's status? Is she improving? Is she still catatonic?
She's staring off into space.
All right. Well, I don't even want. I really don't want to try to force any skill checks because I don't want to help all of our panics fail. So, yeah, the marshal will just hang out with her. I mean, I know we have a murder victim to check out, but
Okay. All right. So
He'll try to bring her around. I mean, for one thing, we need her doctor skills, but what's the only way to really defuse the situation? Is to leave and come back again. That's the only way.
Yeah, you could do that. Because nobody has anything stress relieving, do they?
No.
No one has any.
Is it enough to go to the previous room, or do we have to go all the way out?
I would probably say that with David being unconscious, no sign of anybody else. I guess I could argue that this would be a safe place, and let you guys at least get a turn to drop 1 point of stress, gain 1 point of health. Melissa would probably come to.
All right.
Just to move it along a little.
Sit with my flight school graduation ring and drop 2 stress.
All right.
Yeah, if I look at the rules, it says basically panic effects remain in effect until you are broken or 1 turn passes.
Okay, 1 turn, perfect. All right, so that works. After a turn, Melissa starts to come to and snap out of it.
Okay. Well, after I'm done interacting with my newspaper, I will uncuff her so she can do what she needs to do.
Okay.
It wasn't really necessary. I didn't know that, it was going to turn out this way, but she didn't really need to be cuffed. But better safe than sorry.
All right. So, I'm sorry. So, who's doing what?
Well, essentially just uncuffing Melissa so
Yep.
she can interact with her stuff. And
Okay.
then once we've all reduced our stresses a little bit, then maybe move to investigate the victim on the cross there.
All right.
Yeah.
As you move up, and I'm not going to give you guys stress for seeing her just because you guys have already seen this. Plus, as you move closer to the platform and the half gazebo where she's mounted on the cross, you see, because it's a hexagonal gazebo and she's mounted on the wall that's immediately facing you guys. Then there's the other 2 walls that come out at an angle. Both of them on either side have one of these murals of this black beast on it, and it looks like she's breathing. But as you approach, you see something the likes of which you've never seen before. There's about a 2 foot tall ovoid shape. It's kind of leathery, vaguely egg shaped, that is on the floor of the gazebo right in front of her. You couldn't see it before because the cultists were blocking it from your view. But the top of it is open, almost like a set of flower petals. The outside is kind of grayish green, leathery. The inside is pink and vibrant, very much organic. You've never seen anything like this before.
So this is a living organism, it appears to be?
It does appear. Additionally, at her feet is something else, the likes of which you've never seen before. It looks like almost like a giant bug or scorpion or something. It's kind of flesh colored. It's got a long tail with a barb on it, and it has a whole bunch of long spindly legs. It almost looks like 2 hands, interlocked together. It's on its back. The legs seem to be curled up like a spider does when it dies, and that's just at her feet. And that is something, I think those 2 things are worth a point of stress for you guys. What do you think?
I think Justin will take hold of David and ask him, what have you done here?
David is non-responsive. He's not dead, but you can't seem to get him up.
All right, Melissa. We need answers from him.
Melissa will scrounge around in a medical kit.
Okay.
And get some, I guess, adrenaline out and just administer it to David to wake him up.
Make a medical aid roll with a +2 bonus, please. No whammies, no whammies. Big money, no whammies.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the 9 stress I have.
Well, I guess you
Can you use one of your, what are they called, story points to help?
Yeah, story points and automatic success.
It might be worth using because we definitely need some answers from this dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's use a story point.
Okay. All right, so take that off your sheet. And so you, as you're working on him, you think the reason he was out cold is it looks like he hit his head when he fell and got a concussion. But you're able to bring him around, get him to come to. His wounds, by the way, are definitely not life-threatening. So I'd imagine you probably bind those to some extent just so he doesn't continue bleeding. But he starts to come to. His eyes are kind of lolling around a little bit as his eyes open up. He squints as he looks at those of you standing over him. He says, "You're too late. God will be born."
What are you saying? What does that mean?
He goes,
What'd you do to this girl?
"I didn't do anything to her. She is a believer. She volunteered to be the vessel for God."
What is that thing laying over there?
Just as you ask that question, you hear a shudder of movement, and you look up, and the girl on the cross, her eyes are suddenly open. She's gasping, and her body starts to shudder violently, like she's going into a convulsion. And I imagine probably a couple of you, maybe Melissa, moved to head that way quickly, your medical instinct. And just as that happens, there's a sound of cracking bones. You've all probably heard that before. Somebody's broken a bone around you at some point. And a shock of red just splashes all down her plain white shift as something pushes through the flesh with a ripping sound, and there's blood everywhere. And you get a sense of some sort of bulbous head and metal teeth. And you can all gain a point of stress for that. And this thing squeals at you. And David says, "God is born." So.
Well, oh God. Is this thing out yet or not?
Its head is pushed out of her torso, and it's kind of half hanging out. You get a sense of, like I said, kind of a bulbous head, teeth, and maybe vestigial limbs. And why don't you all just make an initiative roll for me?
Just when he yell "animal attack" and shoot it.
Animal attack, I like it.
Did mine go off? Oh, there it is.
All right.
Oh,
what did I roll? I rolled a 4.
Looks like it added 3 again.
Did it really? That's so weird. Why does it keep doing that for you? There's got to be a reason it's doing that, but I don't know what it is. You're right. It did. Oh no,
dice, not initiative card, right?
Yeah, initiative dice. No, it did 2 + 3. You rolled 2. The initiative dice is 2d6, so it rolled a 3 and a 2 and added up to 5.
Yes, but then on the turn order it says 8.
Oh, on the turn order it does say 8. You're right. Well, I can fix that.
That's where the addition is happening. Is when it gets to the turn order, it adds 3 for me.
That is so weird.
Weirdly. Yeah.
And it's only doing it for you because I'm checking everybody else's numbers right now.
It's not all the time.
Yeah.
Because there's been some other initiative rolls that I've made that have been the same as the roll in the turn order, but.
Yep. Jake, You are first. What would you like to do?
I am. Am I in short range to the?
Yeah, I would say that you guys are all like at the base of the steps to the gazebo, and she's up in the gazebo. So yeah, that would be short range.
Okay, so I'll use a fast action to aim the shotgun.
Very good.
So that will be a +2, and my slow action is to shoot. So we're going.
Could a story point be used to shoot something?
It absolutely can be.
That was my plan, yeah, for sure.
Oh, it can.
Yep.
Well,
A story point can be used to gain a success on anything, whatever you want. I'd even let you use it on an armor roll if you wanted to.
Okay. Well, I'm doing it on the shot of the creature.
All right. All right. So that means you do 3 damage, and you know what? I'm just going to make an armor roll from somebody. It doesn't matter who. I'll just do it from, and it is a shotgun, so it's armor double.
Mm-hmm.
And submit. All right. So you, Jake, like the ultimate badass reporter he is,
Intrepid.
levels his shotgun and just blasts away at this thing.
Blam.
Buckshot just rips through it, and as well as, unfortunately, the poor girl, but she's probably dead anyway. And you hear a sizzling hiss as what you think to be its blood just splashes everywhere, down on the corpse, on the floor below the corpse, and there's smoke and there's burning as things are just. I mean, the girl's corpse is just dissolving. But the creature lets loose this high pitched scream when you shoot it, and it falls out of the corpse down to the floor of the gazebo, and then falls through the hole as the acid eats through the gazebo floor. And that's it. It's dead.
Oh, God, where did it go? Just disappeared through the floor?
Yeah, I would imagine you probably cautiously move up the steps and look down through the hole, and underneath the gazebo is just like dirt, just the ground, and it's just dead there on the ground. I probably should have made you guys make a panic roll when it popped out of the chest, but your stresses are so high.
It would have been a lot of panic. Oh, well, shit. What the hell was that thing?
When you shoot it and it dies, David screams, "No!" He tries to get up to probably rush over to the hole, but I imagine Marshal Avram restrains him and keeps that from happening. He falls to his knees and he starts to cry. He literally starts to cry, and he's blubbering something about all my work. It's gone. It's lost. What have you done? Well.
And so we're done with the combat sequence, right? I guess
Yeah.
that was sweet. So I scream over to David and like, is that the only one? Is there more of them?
Make a manipulation roll. What the heck? Just to see if he answers you. He probably will. Where's David? There's David. I gotta roll mine over here. Hey, you had a panic. Roll your panic, sir.
Oh, this will be fun. I'm catatonic.
Jake just can't handle it anymore.
I did my job. I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah, that's right.
I killed another person.
As a shall we to move this along and maybe wrap up a bit. David finally admits to that having been the only one. He unfortunately, you don't even get him back out of the facility to your gyro car before he starts foaming at the mouth and dies right there in your custody. Kurtz is, of course, dead, though your party...
What did he die from, incidentally? Did he poison himself or something?
Yeah, the a post-exam, an autopsy will show that he consumed a large amount of arsenic that was in a pouch in the back of his mouth. You, of course, you guys ended up with a large amount of evidence, though, implicating Kurtz, implicating Daggett, Wayland Yutani, even. Though you never really got hard evidence as to who at Wayland Yutani it was. Unfortunately, as you're putting this all together, as your reports come together, as higher-ups from Marshall's office, Colonial Admin get involved, all of a sudden LV-289 has become a much busier place than it used to be. There's high-ranking execs everywhere. And when it all comes down to it, and you're convinced that this isn't right, that somebody is exerting influence, when it all comes down to it, there's never any link made between this individual called David, if that's even his real name, and that any information that he's actually the son of anybody at Wayland Yutani, or what this thing was and where it came from, who sent it. Somebody sent it, obviously.
Are we able to confirm that the face hugger is what came in the cryo jar, in the cryo container?
I would say you're able to confirm that the egg is what they removed out of the container. I would say absolutely that would seem to be an easy conclusion to draw. There never has been any other sign of contagion. There's never been any other sign that there were any more of these sent. And eventually LV-289, I guess, returns to normal, whatever normal is. Though Wayland Yutani is no longer in charge of the colony. United Americas has sent in their own people. Yeah. Certainly Jim, Jake has the story of his life. Certainly a wonderful thing. Yep. Yeah. If we were to continue with with these characters, yeah, I'm sure you all have permanent mental trauma from this. Nightmares for a while, if nothing else. Yeah, I was shocked that more people didn't die, frankly.
Yeah, that was some good rolls, and I don't know. It's the story point made the last part just
yeah.
It resolved quickly.
Johnny's lop rolls finally came to serve him. In the end, he's fine. None of this shit bothers him at all. He just moved on with his job. He's glad to have finally had this exciting day.
That's right. That's right.
So in the end, I've got this great story, but it doesn't seem like it's going to get to the root of the issue. Then,
yeah, Justin, you're certainly probably not happy. I mean, on one level, there's got to be a job well done here because you got the guy. You definitely got the guy, and other people that were involved were arrested or like Daggett. He's going to serve time. Kurtz is dead, so he got his, even though maybe not legally. So there's got to be some satisfaction in that, but the simple fact that that there's other people that are involved that just have too much money or too much influence to really get caught. That's got to eat at you a little bit.
Yeah, I think Justin would probably feel good that lives were saved. I mean, somehow this weird egg thing and whatever that creature was were supposed to threaten the whole planet. So possibly thousands of lives were saved. But the death of Candace and the fact that some people did escape justice probably would lead him to hang it up at this point. Probably healed some trauma from his backstory.
Yeah.
But probably realizes that no matter what he does going forward, justice will always elude him. So he'll probably become a greeter at Space Walmart.
Time to buy that bar.
Time to buy that bar.
Yep.
Johnny, how do you feel about becoming Marshal on LV 289?
Johnny may or may not be interested in more exciting days, but probably would also be left with a fairly foul taste in his mouth. Daggett is unlikely to do any kind of long time. He obviously wasn't a strong participator in the conspiracy or the cult. He was kind of taking money to keep something quiet. A lot of other people are dead. Johnny probably wouldn't be thrilled that so many people died. Cult members are not generally people who have entirely decided to be where they are. There's a lot of coercion involved with that. But otherwise, yeah, Johnny might take up a stronger position with the marshal's office, but probably with a bit more cynicism, having seen Justin retire and Daggett fall from grace.
Yeah.
Well, Justin will hand you a folded up newspaper with the headlines saying, what does it say? Killer goes free. And the advice that, no matter which way it goes, just see justice through. And then he will take Candace's body back home.
Yep.
Screw you, LV 289.
That's right.
That's where we are.
That's where we are. And
Where's
Jesse,
Kirk?
I know you don't know Kirk that well, but what's Kirk's?
Well, Kirk's going to keep doing what he's doing, but with an eye for restorative justice when needed. The same kind of way that we did, sometimes things don't work out and John Lennon almost gets away, but you got to do what you got to do.
That's right. That's right. And Bob, what do you think Melissa does with her life having survived this?
Well, she'll continue being a ME and pick up a heavy drinking habit, trying to block out what she saw. Yeah.
Yep. All right, sounds good. This was great. I put you guys up against the minimum number of cultists at the end. I figured 4 to 8 when I wrote this, but your stresses were so high that I didn't want to have more than 4, because I had a feeling that by the time, just from the panic rolls, that by the time you guys took out 4 of them, you would probably be on the edge of losing everything, which is kind of what happened. I told you about the opportunity at Bobby Matthews' place, which really has nothing to do with the story. It's just a dead end that could have gotten people hurt. But there was one other clue, which you guys found it another way anyway. But in Melissa's office, and I would imagine at some point in the future, because her office is down in the bottom of St. Francis, down in the basement, right? St. Francis Medical Center. I would imagine she found this some point in the future. At some point, she found a false wall under the steps that lead down to the ME's office. And when she looked in there, she found like a milk crate full of files. And pulling it out, what she discovered, and what you guys would have discovered if you found it, is she found all of the actual medical examiner reports from all the dead people over the years. Charles Marlowe, the previous examiner, he made a second set of records. He made the real ones, the real reports with causes of death and photos and all that stuff that he put in this file under the steps, I guess kind of to ease his own conscience, at the same time while he was making the false ones that were official in the computer. So that could have been something that could have been found when Melissa was attacked in her office, but it didn't quite go that way. You guys ran off in other directions instead, which is cool. You get there eventually, no matter what. You're going to get there eventually. So this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like the investigation aspect, and that reporter character is that's a good one. That's it would be good to have it in canon, you know.
Yeah, the story came together really well. I like that it ends with some mystery still. That's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
The panic mechanic, this has nothing to do with the game, that, you know, the adventure and the way that we played, but speaking of like game mechanic only, the panic thing is a little strange for me. The way that they did it, because it almost gets to the point where it derails the game.
Yeah, the way I tried to explain to my player was that it acts like a touchy gas pedal. And he was saying, like, why didn't you turn up the pressure earlier? And I was like, you guys all could have been dead in 30 minutes if I really just did it the wrong, not even if I wanted to. If I did it the wrong way, it spirals into this thing where all you do is panic rolls, and every result of it is a catastrophe.
Yeah,
that's the part of it I think I'm referring to, is that it has like this snowball quality to it.
Right.
But the impact of that is that, like, it sort of pushes the game into panic management versus like playing the game.
I think.
And what I
go ahead.
Kind of, I'm sorry, Marty, but what I was trying to like draw a parallel in my mind to was, if you've ever played Call of Cthulhu, which has the insanity mechanic.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's sort of less of an acute problem and more of a chronic thing that builds over time. So I don't remember, it's been a while since I played Call of Cthulhu, but I don't remember it like interrupting combat or making like your actual life as a player, like trying to do something like almost impossible. It doesn't work that way. It's just when you uncover stuff that's eldritch in nature or see something like from beyond, you have to roll your panic. And if you don't, like, it's basically another way of dying, essentially, right?
Yep.
You go insane. So it's kind of like you have your hit points and you have your sanity points, and when you run out of sanity, you're out of the action. I think that way is a more gradual thing, and it doesn't derail you quite as much. It can take you out completely, but it doesn't make it so you have to like back off of the action.
I think the idea is I think what they did was they channeled the horror movies that they've seen over the years, if that makes sense. Because, not just looking at Alien and Aliens, but looking at all sorts of horror movies. And Alien's still a decent example. Getting towards the end of Alien, when you've got Ripley running around the ship, I think she's setting the self-destruct. Meanwhile, Lambert and what was the guy's name? Parker. Thank you. Lambert and Parker were off doing their other thing, and the alien came up on both of them. He's doing his job. She sees it, and she just can't deal with it anymore. She's basically just frozen in fear. And you see that effect in horror movies when you have multiple people in one place. When they finally reach the point where some of them can't take it anymore, one of them just runs, one just splits, which we all know in a horror movie, the guy who just runs and leaves everybody behind always dies anyway, right? Another gets frozen in fear or starts screaming, usually leaving you like one person left to act. Whoever the more calm and collected individual, who usually ends up being in the horror movie, ends up being the final girl, if you will. So I think that's kind of the way they channeled it. The one thing I'll say where this game is concerned is Napro Leave is your friend.
Yeah, and I think most of our characters were pretty squishy. I mean, we got the reporter, we got a coroner, we've got I'm not sure, are there 3 marshals? But they're not colonial marines. And
no.
I agree with Sharif. It's hard to manage it. I think if you have a bunch of colonial marines, they've got some stuff that's built in to manage the stress, like command and a few other things. But I can see where it snowballs like this.
Even in my colonial marines games, it can get
it
can get
It's strange because you literally don't want to do anything that would require a roll, because you have that unlucky 7 thing where I can give everybody a stress, up your stress, right?
Right.
So it gets to a point where the snowball is like getting so big that
It's an
everybody's
avalanche.
giving everybody else stress for anything that they're doing, right? Like, I want to find David in the weeds, but I'm at stress level 7. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
limits the play.
I know we're getting into the rules here and we're not designers, but I just had a flash where maybe there could be a mechanic introduced where it would relieve a little bit of this. You know, the classic tale of the mother whose child is pinned under the car and they were able to lift the car up. Don't know if that's true or an old wives' club.
So you're
Right?
getting that from the old Hulk television series.
Yeah, right, exactly. You know, but I mean, there are times where stress will increase to a point where you might do something extraordinary that's positive rather than
Oh, absolutely.
the usual.
Or
And I don't
maybe
know
the
that,
penalties for blowing your panic are more like general debuffs, or maybe you lose an action, or I think there could be a wider range of things that happens to you.
I actually kind of like the panic dynamic. I mean, because it does kind of make things out of control and you have to really decide whether you want to roll. And the one part I do like is the stress dice can give you a success. So yeah, there's a double-edged sword there, but you can get a lot more successes too. I don't know. Maybe we just haven't played through this enough to really.
Well, this is, of all the games we've played, I think this is the first one where we've seen the rolling panics. Because Rule of Robots was brutal, and you guys had a lot of characters die.
Yeah, like very quickly.
Yeah, and so it never reached that point in Rule of Robots because some of you
Right.
just croaked, you know. And what was the the monsters we make? Well, the monsters we make was I only had 2 PCs, right? Or did I have 3? I had 3 PCs because 2 of my people couldn't make it. Yeah, that's right. I had Jim, Bob, and Irvin. Who hasn't been able to play because I guess he's been working on Wednesdays, which is fine. Tell you what, you guys want to hop over to the hunt real quick just so I can assign characters? We're not going to start anything. I'd just like to get characters assigned for it.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
good.
should we take a story point if we have acted in
Oh,
accordance with
you know
our-
what? All of you get a story point. Absolutely.
Thanks. I think I didn't use mine, so I think that puts me at 2 going into the hunt.
Oh, very good. Very good.
So
All
I
right.
think,
I gotta hop off here in a second.